A statewide leader in local sports coverage. Coming up, Aaron West and Chris Shank bring you coverage of Buhler Crusader football on 95.9 HKFM. Crusader football is streaming online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app. Tonight's kickoff is just 30 minutes away. The Buhler Crusaders play on 95.9 HKFM.
Allen Samuels Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on the giant corner of 30th and Lorraine in Hutchinson, Kansas. We take pride in supporting our community and our student athletes. Hi, I'm the General Manager, Don Glassby. We want to wish our area teams a fun and memorable season. A great person once said, victory is in the quality of competition and not the final score. Visit online AllenSamuelsHutch.com and follow us on Facebook for weekly giveaways and special events. And as Mr. Samuels always says,
come by, let's be friends.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Well, a pleasant good evening, everybody, in this week number 2 of the high school football playoffs. Second round in the 4A West. And set for action from Mulvane. The Mulvane Wildcats and the Buhler Crusaders will meet up for the second time this year. 7-2 play 7-2. And the right to move on to next Friday night against either the winner of Wamego or McPherson. Aaron West, Matt Atherton with you. Welcome inside our Midway Motors drive to the game. The game moved up one night because of potential weather next week. And although I don't know what the big deal is, Matt, we're nice and dry here in the press box.
Yeah, so. I mean, I think we are tonight. I will be honest. It doesn't break my heart since I'm normally down on the sideline. I was trying to figure out how to hold rosters and an umbrella at the same time. So the fact that we're doing this on Thursday night, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'd hate for you to get wet. So,
I mean, I appreciate that. I feel the concern that you're offering to me.
Well, the Crusaders' nice win in the opening round of the playoffs last Friday, 35-7 over Ark City. 28 second quarter points. Mitchell McDaniel back, carried the ball 17 times for 164 yards and 2 touchdowns. Brendan Skripczyk threw for 61 yards and a touchdown. And kind of the same formula that we've seen all year. Really what has made this Buhler team successful is just the way they've been able to dominate the line of scrimmage both on offense and defense.
Yeah, going into the year, we really weren't sure exactly what to expect out of that offensive line. A couple of sophomores on the line, guys that had not really played any varsity football, but those guys up front for Buhler, the big guys for Buhler, have really kind of coalesced together. They've done a really good job. Now, what happens on the defensive line is really a shock to nobody. We expected it coming into the season, and those guys up front have just delivered week after week after week.
Talked about Mitchell. He broke off a couple of big runs for touchdowns in that second quarter. And Ark City would have 8-9 guys stacked in the box. We'll see that a little bit from Mulvane tonight, and then they'll bring a lot of pressure. The problem with that is if you get past that line of scrimmage as fast as Mitchell is, good luck.
Yeah, Mitchell, is a little different than Ben, different than Dylan. Mitchell's really got some wiggle, and when you bring linebackers up into the blitz, that leaves Mitchell. If he can get through the line, it's Mitchell one-on-one against a safety with no help. And I'll take my chances with that. I think the Buhler coaching staff would be thrilled to see him in a couple of situations like that tonight.
Yeah, Script came in and ran the ball well in the second half. And then we got to see a little bit of Landon Martinez late in the game. And, boy, fortunate for Coach Warner, he'll get, obviously, Ben back next year. Really kind of the spoils, if you will, in the running back department right now.
A stable of backs. Now, the nice thing is because some of those kids are going to play both directions, you really don't have to. I know Coach really usually puts one guy back there and just they hand him the rock over and over and over again, but be a little interesting to see what they do next year to spread that around. If they do spread that around a little bit, you've got multiple guys that can carry it and gash the defense, and they can all do things a little differently than each other. And so I think it gives you some options if you have a game plan against a certain type of defense and it doesn't seem to be working. You're not in a spot where you're stuck in one mode. Moving forward, you'll have multiple guys, multiple ways to move the football.
This defense, they hold Ark City to 6 yards rushing in the game. giving up less than 30 a game. That is the 5th time this year they've held an opponent to single or negative yards rushing. That just seems insane to me, that they can be that good and that consistent week after week.
Well, I think part of it is that they scheme so differently than every other team that we play. We laugh about it week after week. It doesn't matter who we play against, our defensive line is smaller than every other defensive line, but they're also faster than every other defensive line. I maintain that the reason that works is because those guys that are playing linebacker are such good tacklers, all 3 of them. It's actually not just all 3. Even the guys that come in to spell them are such good tacklers that it makes it possible.
Absolutely, and of course, turnovers has been a big part of it as well. Plus 12 now on the year in the takeaway category. They had an interception last week. Also had that blocked punt, returned in the end zone for a touchdown. 13 INTs on the year. The ability to turn over opposing offenses at a high rate. Not only that, but our offense here for the second half of the year has really done a nice job of taking care of the ball.
Yeah, early on it was a real struggle. And then you kind of wondered what would happen to the offense when Ben got injured. I think it forces everybody up. If you can either you have one of 2 options. You can either freak out about it and disappear, or you kind of have that next man up mentality. I think those guys did that. Everybody has shifted around. I do think it took Coach Warner a little bit of time to figure out which pieces to move where. I think he's done a really good job. And you can see, Aaron, we were talking about it off the air, that Brendan's confidence is growing week over week. And at the right time, I think you would say he's playing his best football.
Absolutely. Playing very well, taking care of the football, making smart decisions. And I tell Coach this all the time. I know he loves that fade route down the sideline. I love at this level the short passing game. If you have a big tight end like Jacob who can catch, or a fullback like Nick out of the backfield, it's really, really steady. Love that short passing game.
Yeah, that's a little wrinkle we didn't see until late in the season, where they started to include Jacob into the route map a little bit, the route tree, getting him out. It wasn't the McPherson game where he took a long one, broke a tackle up on the left sideline, took one to the house. He can do some stuff you don't expect. I think it was after the game, Coach said, you look at Jacob and you just don't expect him to be as fast as he is for as big as he is. A real unique talent. Man, there are athletes all over the field for Buhler, and I think early on we would have said probably that Ben makes the thing work. Ben got injured, everybody adjusted, and the Buhler offense is really coming into its own.
Well, we'll get Mulvane tonight for a second time this year. Won in the opening regular season game back in early September in Buhler, 28-7. Welcome in everybody to listening on HKFM, also on our Ad Astra Radio app, and watching online tonight at Ad Astra TV or on our YouTube page. And a reminder, our coverage brought to you by Next Tech Wireless. You can shop the latest phones and devices at the best prices. Coverage of Crusader football brought to you in part by Daylight Donuts, by Johnson Sheet Metal, Newfelt's Flooring, by Inman Funeral Home, and by Annette Epp Insurance. Back with more of our pregame right after this on HKFM.
More of the Midway Motors Drive to the Game coming up. Midway Motors in McPherson, Newton, Hutchinson, and Hillsboro. Next, we'll relive this day in Crusader history. The Buhler Crusaders play on 95.9 HKFM.
We're Stamatic of Central Kansas, with a new location at 209 North Main in downtown McPherson. We are here to help, offering water, fire, and smoke restoration, mold remediation, carpet and upholstery cleaning, as well as hard surfaces like LVP, tile, and even grout cleaning. Honey, don't forget about the places you can't see, like air ducts and dryer vents. Find us on Facebook or online at stamaticofcentralks.com for a free estimate.
Honey, don't forget
to see how Stamatic of Central Kansas can help you.
Honey, don't forget.
Call Stamatic, you'll be ecstatic.
Hi, this is Mamie Coldren with the Buhler Booster Club. The Booster Club supports all student activities and athletics at Buhler High School. Be sure to follow the Crusader Closet and Booster Club on Facebook for events and new Crusader apparel arrivals. We are excited to be able to accept credit card payments at our concession stands this year. Buhler Booster Club is grateful for the continued support from our generous donors.
Hi, it's Aaron West, voice of the Crusaders, and Astro Radio is a proud Buhler Booster Club member.
Hi, I'm Melanie Block. First National Bank is here to help your business by offering a variety of services to manage and improve your cash flow. Our business banking team is a trusted partner in the community, here to provide solutions to the challenges your business faces so you can achieve all your business goals. From small to large businesses, we have the knowledge and power to help you succeed. First National Bank of Hutchinson, always first for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
From their beginnings in 1989, Wifco Steel Products has grown to be the premier supplier of storage tank hardware in the U.S. and Canada, and they're still growing. Apply today at wifcosp.com. Wifco Steel Products, the experts in steel fabrication.
When disaster strikes your home or business, call your hometown team. Call Phoenix Restoration, Reno County's only locally owned fire and water restoration company. Check us out at phoenixrestorationandroofing.com. We'll help you rise again after your disaster.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Well, back here on the Midway Motors Drive to the game, time for our This Day in Crusader History. We'll take you back to November the 7th of 2009. In a 64-26 playoff win over Hugoton. Quarterback Jake Reffner threw 3 touchdown passes. Defensively, Brennan Daniel had 2 sacks in the game. And that Warner-led team in 09 finished 11-2, lost to Topeka Hayden in the sub-state round. A year later, they'd go to Hayden and win, and to go on to the semifinals. 3-3 all-time on November the 7th. This tonight, the 45th meeting against the Mulvane Wildcats. Buhler leads the all-time series 25-19, including a 26-7 win earlier this year. The series that dates all the way back to 1976. Buhler's won 6 in a row, and 12 of the last 15. The last loss came in 2018. Incidentally, this will be the 6th time that they have met in the postseason, and Buhler is 4-1 in those games. And very familiar these two teams are between each other. Stylistically, they do some things similar in that they want to run the ball. Mulvane usually a little bit more of a pass-active team, right, but also two teams that are very aggressive, very physical on defense.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting, Aaron. Obviously, we've talked about it a couple of times this week. Mulvane is going to – I'm not sure exactly how they're going to open up tonight. You know, their starting running back – Fisher Dye got injured last week against Augusta. He's out for the rest of the season. And so with a guy that has been in the backfield the last 2 years for them every week, all of a sudden you don't have that guy. I believe you said he was their second leading receiver as well, so a guy that they're used to moving around, getting the ball in his hands a lot. What is Manny Myers going to do? What is the adjustment for Mulvane? We know Myers is good running the ball. They're going to put him in motion. They're going to get him out behind those lead blockers. Problem is that usually doesn't work for other teams against our front seven, and so they're going to have to. I don't see another way around it. They're going to have to drop Manny Myers back into the pocket and let him throw the ball around the yard. Now, the thing that becomes interesting about that is, remember, Manny Myers is left-handed, so everything is backwards. That means that his blind side is the opposite side. And so I'm sure that Coach Coles has the guys ready for that. But even the way that he will escape and the path he's going to take is going to be opposite of almost every other quarterback they play against.
Went back and looked. We sacked him 4 times.
That's right.
In that first game. Cash Carson had 3 of those. Also had a forced fumble and 11 hurries in that game. So our defense, as usual, expects to be tough. Tonight's game plan brought to you by Erickson Custom Building for new construction and remodeling. Online at ericksoncustombldg.com. In that 28-7 win, the beginning of the year, we held Mulvane to 2 yards rushing. So even with Fisher Dye in that game, our defense was that good. And interesting to see, at that time, Mulvane had lost all of their receivers from a year ago, so you've got a bunch of young guys catching passes. Interesting to see. You would imagine some improvement there for them.
Yeah, for sure. early on, I think you'd agree with me. Early on, defenses are normally ahead of offenses. So the fact that we got Mulvane early in the season, I think we were both thankful at the time that it was early before they kind of got into their own. They've won a lot of games this year. They've played a lot of the same competition. They've had a really solid year. I would expect we will see a whole lot more competence out of that receiving core. That said, I still, as I look at it, Aaron, I'm just not sure how they're able to generate enough ball movement up and down the field without a guy that can house it from that running back position. Sure. If you'll remember, it was last year Fisher scored against us 5 times, 4 on offense.
He was really good last year.
And then a strip that he took, I think, 60 yards for a touchdown on defense. And so not only are you missing him in the backfield for Mulvane, but they're also missing him at that weak side linebacker position. They had I believe I was talking with Coach Neal, their starting middle linebacker this last weekend tore his labrum.
Oh, goodness.
And so he's out too. So this Mulvane team is banged up.
3-4 defense linebackers are
really important. If you're losing 2 or you're 4, that becomes really problematic. And so I think it's there. I think it's there for Brendan to throw it around. Aaron, you were saying you really like those short passes.
I do.
If you can get those linebackers, we know Mulvane likes to blitz. If you can get those linebackers upfield, I think that becomes problematic. Even the screen game against a team that likes to blitz becomes really, really effective. I'm sure Coach Neal will have them ready for that.
The saying is, "You blitz, we score." That's it. Yeah. Mulvane 7-2, lost that opening game, won 6 in a row, but they're kind of sliding coming into this game. Got thumped, had some turnovers in the game on senior night against Winfield a couple of weeks ago. Winfield won that game 42-21. And then this Mulvane team really struggled with Augusta last week. Scored a late touchdown. Manny Myers ran it in late in the fourth to win 29-22. So they are not playing their best football here coming into the game. And as you talk about Myers, he's definitely got to be one of our Dix Phillips 66 ones to watch. He really is their offense, leading rusher, starting quarterback. Just feels like a game where a lot of pressure is going to be on him.
Yeah, and just a junior, right, has another year. We've watched him not only play football, but we've also watched him on the basketball court. Very smooth athlete. Has the ability to really gouge you both with his arm and with his legs. Certainly a dual threat. He is their leading, in addition to being their quarterback, he is their leading rusher. So you cannot sleep on Manny Myers. I do think, like I said, I just am not sure that they can move the ball consistently enough against our defense. But there's a reason that they play the game on the field and not on paper, right? And that is it.
Yeah. Myers is thrown for 1,100, rushed for 1,200. He'll be a big key tonight. Our Dix Phillips 66 ones to watch. Time out here on our drive to the game. Back with pregame thoughts from Coach after this.
More of the Midway Motors Drive to the Game coming up. Stay tuned for tonight's kickoff conditions. And Aaron West sits down for a pregame chat with head coach Steve Warner. Buhler Crusader football on 95.9 HKFM.
Hey fans, this is Rachel Nelson. It's game time and I Need a Cleaners can help you look like a winner. Spend your valuable time prepping for the game, not doing laundry. Keep your knit polos and khaki pants looking great. For the winning look, stop by I Need a Cleaners, 13th and Main in Hutchinson.
Insurance premiums gone up? Head to the Redinger Agency across from Bogies and Hutch to get the best rates on all your coverage, or go to RedingerAgency.com. Get your quote today at the Redinger Agency in Hutchinson, one stop for all your insurance needs.
Farmers and ranchers deal with many variables: weather, markets, fuel prices, you name it. Hi, this is Lucas Sawyer, Executive Vice President with the Prairie Bank of Kansas. One thing that will never vary is our commitment to the farmers and ranchers of Central Kansas. We've been here for ag lending since our founding in 1886. Stop by and see us at our Stafford, Buhler, Inman, or Hutchinson branches today, or check out prairiebankks.com. Member FDIC, Prairie Bank of Kansas, how banking should be.
Well, back here on our Midway Motors Drive to the game. Time for pregame thoughts from head coach Steve Warner. Coach, it's always fun throughout the year when you see teams like an Arc City or a Wamego that you don't play very often, or maybe you haven't played at all. That is not the case with Mulvane. There is a long history between these two teams.
We know each other well, and it's always a battle. Whether the score, it's tough. First game we had with them this year was a hard-fought game. We won 26-7, but it wasn't an easy game. They're physical. They're, again, well-coached, and we'll have to be ready. And we seem to play very well against them, but we've had some great games over the years. I remember a 35-31 victory that we had years ago, and, again, just always a hard-fought game.
One thing you can always count on from them, too, is typically they have athletes on the offensive side. Their quarterback is very athletic, leads them in rushing yards as well as his passing ability. So Manny Myers, one that you'll definitely have to be able to contain tonight.
Well, one of the top athletes in the conference for sure, and he runs well, throws well, like you said, and he's got good receivers that are very athletic and they can move. So we've got to get pressure on him, get him on the run, and get some sacks, and then contain him with his running game. So, and that's they do a good job with their schemes for blocking. They do several things to get him the ball. So we'll have to stop that too.
Their starting tailback injured last week. Be very interesting to see how that changes their offense.
I agree with you 100%. I think that it will change it a little bit, and that probably means that Manny's going to carry the ball more because he has carried the ball well, and they love to throw to Fisher out of the backfield, and he was their second leading receiver, so that can affect some things, and I'm sure they'll still have the same plays in, but how dynamic that works, we'll see. Defensively,
they always like to bring a lot of heat against you.
They do, and we've done a great job of picking up the blitzes. There's always going to be a mistake when a blitz comes, but for the most part, I'm pleased with where we are there, and when you live by it, you die by it. So we could definitely gash him on some plays too, because that makes it very difficult to stop us. The way we like to run right at people, and we're bringing a lot of people to the point of attack, and then you have a linebacker that blitzes and misses, and then we're gone.
Yeah, that's the kind of the dangerous part about living by the blitz is if your running back or receiver gets past that initial line, there's not as many guys in the middle part of the field to make a stop.
Absolutely.
I think talking about Brendan and his confidence and just how he's playing his best football of the year. I know you like to throw that fade route to Quentin or Cash, but I've been really impressed with the decisions he's made in the short passing game here in the last couple of games, and just those quick passes to a tight end or to a back out of the backfield.
Well, you're right. He's the confidence. It's night and day from game one to now, and he feels good about himself, and he knows that he can put us in the right situation with audibles, and also to be able to throw the ball well. We're running a lot of play action with him. Obviously, we always do, but still, if it's a fade or a deep ball, we feel confident that he's going to get the ball there.
Say it all the time, but it never stops being true that mistakes by either team be a really big emphasis in the game.
Without a doubt. You want to make as few as possible, and number one, you got to take care of the football. Penalties are always an issue. We want to take care of it and not have penalties, because we've been in that situation this year where some penalties hurt us, and avoid those. And it happened. We overcame them against Dark City, but we had 2 holding penalties early in the game, and that affected our first drive.
How much do you go back and look at what happened in the game the first time you played, or do you feel like they've changed enough since then that they're a better enough football team that maybe that film doesn't tell the story?
Well, we have so much film, but we have to watch that. But I've watched it 6 times, and you pick up something new every time. So, but it's also then we look at what we can do to attack it and how we're going to change, and so they're going to make changes. So then the next thing is we do have those iPads on the sideline that we can look at and see what changes they've made and put ourselves in the best situation. And then of course with an offense, you never know what exactly you go to call a play, and then they could have changed again. So the chess match continues.
I always find it interesting, too. Obviously, your seniors, your upperclassmen have been here, and they don't want this to be their last game. But then you've got a lot of those young guys, too. We talked to a couple of the sophomores on Monday in our coaches show. This is the first time they've been here, and so maybe not totally realizing what's going on in the moment, but it's fun to watch them figure it out.
Well, it is, and it's fun to see the leaders bring them along. You can see how much it means to the seniors, so it means a lot to the underclassmen, too. And they've worked hard. The underclassmen, upperclassmen, they've all worked hard. They don't want it to end.
Absolutely. We'd love to play next week, whether that's MAC or Wamego. Just keep on playing.
Keep playing. One game at a time. Got to beat Mulvane next.
Yep, big one tonight, Coach. We appreciate you. We'll talk to you after the game.
Thank you.
That's our pregame interview with head coach Steve Warner. We're back with more right after this.
Coming up, the Midway Motors Drive to the Game continues after this. Stream Crusader football on your phone or tablet with the Ad Astra radio app. Your home for the Buhler Crusaders is 95.9 HKFM.
Holidays are right around the corner. Holly here with Holly Sweet Treats. Be sure to get your pre-orders in for corporate gift boxes and family desserts for the holidays. Follow us on social media, come see us at 205 South Main, or call 888-YUM.
Ready to make a move? Plaza Astle Realty is here to help whether buying or selling your home. With 24 professional agents, you'll be in good hands. Contact Plaza Astle Realty today, locally owned and brokered for over 40 years. We specialize in sold.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Well, back here on the Midway Motors Drive to the game. Two other games in the 4A West will be played tonight in the bottom side of the bracket as Winfield goes to Andover Central and Wichita-Capon is at Wellington. 4A games tomorrow night, McPherson at Wamego. The winner of that game will play the winner of this game. A week from tonight, Lansing at Atchison. These are games on the east side of the bracket. Tonganoxie at Fort Scott, Bishop Miege at Labette County, and Ottawa at Chanute. Our coverage tonight, part of our Hutch CC Road to a Championship, presented by Next Tech Wireless. Games on our Ad Astra Sports Network tonight and tomorrow night. The Central Christian Cougars in 8-man Division II are playing tonight, and in the second quarter, their game started early. Central leads Logan Palco 26-6 in our Buhler Dental Care scoreboard. Coverage of Crusader football brought to you by the Buhler Booster Club, by Wifco Steel Products, by Prairie Bank of Kansas, Ag 360 Insurance, and by Idea Tech. Captains are meeting at midfield for each team. We'll remind you that this activity is being brought to you by this station, its advertisers, and the member schools of the Kansas State High School Activities Association. No rebroadcast in whole or in part may be made without the written permission of the KSHSAA. Coin toss going on at midfield here at Mulvane High School. Lyle Couch Stadium. Buhler has won, or make that McPherson, Mulvane. Some team that plays in the Ark Valley Chisholm Trail has won the toss. It is Mulvane. They will defer to the second half. So Buhler for the second straight week, Matthew, in the playoffs will come out first on offense. How about some keys to the game?
Yeah, I think really the first one is defensively. Manny Myers is the way that Mulvane is going to try to move the football. You got to hit Manny Myers. You got to hit him a lot. You got to hit him, help him back up, and then hit him again. Every time Manny drops back to throw, he needs to be hearing footsteps in his in between his ears. Offensively, I'd like to see at least 150 yards on the ground. I think Mitchell's going to have to be disciplined, hit the hole quickly, break some tackles. Wouldn't hurt to pick up a couple of chunk plays. And then my third one, Mulvane likes to do a little bit of special team shenanigans. That's what I have it written down as. They'll catch the ball and then run the fake reverse and do kind of weird stuff on special teams. You have to limit Mulvane's special team shenanigans. Be disciplined, stay gap sound, tackle well. And I think if Buhler can do those three things, hit Myers, rush effectively on the ground, and limit any weird special teams nonsense, they should be just fine.
A little razzle-dazzle, huh?
Yeah, a little razzle-dazzle.
Absolutely.
They like it. We do not.
Well, we're settled in. Hope you enjoy the broadcast from Lyle Couch Stadium in Mulvane. Here in West, Matt Atherton on KWHK Hutchinson. The Buhler Crusaders and the Mulvane Wildcats in the second round 4A West game. Mulvane coming in as the 4 seed and Buhler the number 5. The Crusaders winning at home against Ark City last week. Mulvane in a tight one, won in the fourth quarter here against Augusta. Wildcats set to kick off from their own 40 toward the north end zone. A short kick. It's going to be taken, fumbled, and then fell on at the 30. A little bit of a bobble there as the Crusaders will keep the ball with decent field position at their own 30-yard line. Senior quarterback Brendan Skripczyk has completed 52% of his passes for just shy of 800 yards and 10 TDs on the year. Mitchell McDaniel, Nick Gasaway in the backfield. McDaniel carried for 164 yards and 2 scores last week. Tight ends tonight, Jack Spratt, Jacob Miller, Quentin Pisano, Cash Carson, and others at receiver. 1st and 10 from their own 30, just underway with Crusader football as Miller goes in motion. And they'll hand off right side to Mitchell McDaniel for a gain of 6 to the 36. That offensive line, Matt. Bodie Redenbaugh, Will Haanen at the tackles. Kobe McCarty played the second half of the game last week at tackle. John Aldridge, Nixon Stanley, the guards, and Tanner Brown at center.
Yeah, that first play, a little bit of misdirection as they brought Jacob across the formation right to left, and then Mitchell ran it to the spot that Jacob had just vacated. Nice little gain on first down, 2nd and 4. That's exactly the situation Buhler needs to be in all night.
From the 36 going right to left, here is Brendan out of the gun. Mitchell to his right. Mitchell will get the ball, carry across the formation to the left, has a hole on the left side and into Wildcat territory across the 50 and up to the 48-yard line, and enough for a First National Bank first down.
Yeah, that's a really nice run. Tons of space on that left side. Kick-out block by the left side was so good. Will Haanen doing a great job over on this end.
Buhler in their road white uniforms, white pants, white tops tonight, maroon numerals. White bottoms, the green pants, white numerals for the Mulvane Wildcats. Brendan out of the gun and wants to step up into the pocket, throw that fade route to the far side, overthrown, incomplete. At about the Wildcats 20, intended for Cash Carson. Just like tonight's teams, I Need a Cleaners can help you look like a winner. I Need a Cleaners in Hutchinson. It's where to take your clothes. A little overthrown there on that far route to Carson on the Mulvane sideline.
Yeah, that fade route, Coach Warner really likes it. The nice thing about it was Brendan had plenty of space to make that throw. No one around his feet.
2nd down and 10 from the Wildcat 48 early on. No score. They'll pitch it right to McDaniel. Mitchell following a receiver on the far side. That's Pisano with some good blocking. And gets to the far side boundary, running right to left across the 40 and right near the first down stick. They are going to give him just enough to move the chains. A 10-yard run and a First National Bank first down for McDaniel.
Well, Quentin doing a nice job out on that far side. You saw Mitchell just get in right behind him and put his hand right on the small of his back, kind of guiding where he wanted him to block. Nice job then cutting off of that block. Buhler's ground game being very effective early in the first quarter.
2 double-digit runs already for McDaniel on this drive. 1st and 10 to 38, far side hash mark. Little fake and a quarterback run in the option game to the left side. This is Skripsic. He'll get across the 30, and that is good for 10 yards. And another First National Bank first down. This running game really gashing the Mulvane 3-4 defense here early.
Yeah, I actually think Brendan may have gotten a little aggressive there. Nixon was out in front of him on the lead block, and I think if he'd have let Nixon take out that guy, just slow down a little bit, he may have been able to pick up another 4 or 5 yards. Sometimes it's hard to let that block develop in front of you. Good gainer, though.
Out of the I formation, Jared Miller is in the receiver to the far side. They're going to keep it on the ground. McDaniel up the middle between the tackles, has a hole at the 25, 20. They'll run it inside the 18. They're going to mark him down right at the 18. That's another good gain of 10. And another First National Bank first down. This offense, Matt, Buhler comes in averaging 261 rush yards a game. They're off to a great start tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Every running play is a chunk play. If Buhler can do that all night long, they're going to be unstoppable.
Out of the eye again, receivers either side. And McDaniel.
Good patience.
Waits for a hole on the left side to develop. One of the shorter runs of the night, if you can call a five-yard run short. Gets across the 15 to the 14-yard line.
Yeah, I think they only gave him 4, but you could see that was kind of blocked up, and it took a little time to develop. I thought Mitchell did a really good job giving the pulling guard time to get out in front of him and just take what you can get. Leave yourself on schedule. 2nd and 6 is on schedule. That's where Coach wants to be.
Buhler's offense averaging 36 points a game. Here's a handoff to the fullback right up the middle, and Nick Gasaway makes a Mulvane linebacker pay as he just powered down and bowled right over him and moves the sticks up to the 5-yard line. Good gain there by Gasaway in his first run of the night. And it's a first and goal at the 5-yard line.
When every kid that's grown up playing Buhler football knows that play, that little inside trap play. Brendan has gotten so good at making the handoff be so quick, you almost can't see it if you're a defender. He does a good job shielding the ball. Nick right in there behind the guard. Great job.
Casaway came in averaging 6 yards a play. Out of the eye, offset, 2 receivers to the right side. Mitchell's going to run to the right side and get strung out and run down for no gain at the 5-yard line. That is the first offensive play on this drive, other than the incomplete pass, that has gone for 0 or negative yardage.
Yeah, Mulvane brought the house off that left side, or excuse me, off that right side, and just no way to run by that many green shirts staring at you. They were all waiting for Mitchell.
8:07 to play in the first. No score. Nothing from Mulvane. 14 on the play clock as Buhler comes to the line. Out of the eye, they'll go in a 2 tight end formation. And Brendan in the option is going to keep it around the right side, faked it to his fullback, and takes it to the house. Brendan Skripczyk with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. Touchdown, Crusaders.
Boy, we were just talking about it. Brendan has gotten so good at faking that little inside handoff. Nobody wearing green knew he still had the ball. Everybody converged on Nick Gazaway as Nick takes the brunt of that, and Brendan skates into the end zone untouched.
Boy, a high school quarterback that can run the option effectively. What a weapon. What an additional tool that is in his tool belt.
Yeah, and early on in the season, I thought he struggled a little bit with it, but he's just getting better and better and better.
Jared Miller's going to set up for the PAT, and it's a bad snap. Carter Jones is going to pick it up from the 10 and run it to the house. Heads-up play by Carter Jones for the 2-point conversion on a low snap.
Boy, it sure is nice to have someone with the athletic ability of Carter Jones working as you're older. He's been so good back there all year, and a great job by Carter picking up, making something. You've heard Coach Warner say it, when something bad happens, make something good happen.
Absolutely.
And that was certainly that.
7:51 here to play in the opening period. 8-0 Crusaders from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Hey folks, this is Darren Eddy with Ag 360 Insurance in Inman. Farmers, would you like to have your farm and personal insurance handled all by the one agency? At Ag 360 Insurance, we can handle it all with one agent. We would love an opportunity to sit down and visit with you about your insurance needs. Feel free to stop by our office on Old K61 in Inman, or give Cody Moores or myself a call today at 620-585-2128, or check us out online at ag360insurance.com.
95.9 HKFM.
Well, back here on HKFM, 8-0 Crusaders here halfway through the first quarter. Buhler goes on a 10-play drive, 70 yards from their own 30, and only 2 plays on that drive that went for 0 or negative yards. They looked really good, stayed ahead on down and distance.
Got to think Coach Warner is just giddy with the production he gets out of his offense, especially those guys in the middle handling that running game.
Miller will kick off from the 40 after the touchdown drive and the 2-point conversion. End-over-end kick taken at the 10. It'll be returned near side. Across the 30, return man at the 40, still on his feet. This is a great return along the Buhler sideline. And for the Wildcats, that sets up very nice field position on the return by Tavian Richardson.
Yeah, the 5'11 freshman getting it done for Mulvane there. And that wasn't exactly special team shenanigans, but it was just good special teams play.
Good solid return.
Yeah, that's certainly not what the Buhler coaching staff was hoping for.
So Myers, the junior quarterback, who's thrown for 1,100, rushed for 1,200, will lead them to the line. Mulvane comes in averaging 34 points a game. At 7-2, they finished 3-2 in the AVCTL 3 play. Here's Myers to throw, hits a target on the far side. That's his younger brother into Buhler territory. Grady Myers, the sophomore leading receiver for this team, hits him right away for 12 yards on the Mulvane sideline and a first down.
And Myers just released out into the flat on the left side. That's a very easy throw and catch. Myers to Myers, that's a connection we're going to want to keep an eye on. And I wonder if the inability of anybody to really run the ball against Buhler will force Mulvane to use the short passing game as a substitute for the run game.
Mulvane has run the ball 53% of the time this year. I would hedge a bet they will not do that tonight. Well, here's Myers. Fakes it to a receiver in the jet sweep. Faked it to the receiver coming across the formation. Took off straight ahead and gets positive yardage up to the 39-yard line. That'll be 4 more yards on the carry by Myers. Myers came into the game as their leading rusher. They're without Fisher Dye. That was Curtis Carruthers, who was lined up at a receiver that time, but he's typically their backup running back.
Yeah, he's lined up behind Myers now. He was lined up in the backfield kind of at that little halfback spot. There's the give to Carruthers.
Carruthers just 23 carries on the year coming into the game and goes straight ahead, falls forward for a couple of yards, shy of the 35. They'll mark it at the 37. It's only a gain of 2 and a critical third down, something Buhler's been very good at, Matt, this year in getting off the field on third down, holding opponents to just 24%.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to. Mulvane is going to have to use that short passing game as a substitute for their inability to run against Buhler. I would sure be looking for a little out route, little dig across the middle right here.
They're down and 4. Myers to throw.
A slant.
Slot receiver coming in a slant. Back over the middle, makes the catch for a first down to the 26-yard line. That'll move the chains as we look at this Buhler 4-3 defense. They have forced 17 turnovers this year and holding opponents to 16 points a game. Jax Pratt, Chase Gentry, Cash Carson, Cruz Hirschberger up front. Jacob Miller, Nick Gasaway, Will Hanen, the linebackers. In the secondary, Brady Gotti, Jeremy Gentry, Jared Miller, Mitchell McDaniel, but also, of course, see Quentin Pisano and Dylan Skripczyk in the back end of that defense. Myers out of the gun. 2 backs to his left here on 1st and 10. And that running play goes for very little. That is Carruthers again, who falls forward for a yard. Matt on the right side of the 25-yard line.
Yeah, popped on the play by Will Hanen. That's a really great tackle coming from the weak side to the strong side. Really great job of Will just going with the flow, keep flowing downhill until he's able to get Carruthers on the cutback. Again, Mulvane struggling early to run the ball when you consider how different that looks than Buhler coming out offensively and just running it everywhere.
2nd and 9. Myers is going to keep it on the ground. He's got room to the left and takes it to the house for a Mulvane touchdown. I thought maybe a flag came out, but it did not. And that'll be a great running play. One of the longer running plays Buhler's given up this year. Myers sold the fake well and then took it to the left side for the touchdown.
Yeah, it's just a little read option. Running back came across. Buhler defensive end sucked in. Once the defensive end, that's what Myers is looking at. The defensive end sucks in. As soon as he sees that defensive end crash, he takes it around that left side, and Myers has really got good speed. No one able to track him down. And after I had just finished talking about Mulvane not running the ball well, Manny Myers must have been listening to me, and he did not like what I said.
It's only the 4th rushing touchdown this defense has given up this year. Mulvane will try to tie it as they go for 2. Myers to throw over the middle. It is tipped but caught. Caught by the tight end over the middle. So Buhler's Black Knight defense back on its heels a little bit after the first Mulvane drive. They come down the field and tie the game at 8 apiece. 4:49 to go here in the opening quarter. The Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
As the hot Kansas summer winds down, the end of one season and the start of the next is a great time to review the health of your pets at Apple Lane Animal Hospital. Have you missed any of your vaccinations? How about scheduling a general health checkup, annual blood work, and taking a look at your pet's diet and nutritional needs? Make 2025 the year you take care of your pets so they live a long and healthy life. Call the staff at Apple Lane Animal Hospital and schedule an appointment today at 662-0515.
Is hospice care right for you or your loved one? Hospice and Home Care of Reno County can help guide you through those difficult decisions, offering guidance and support, whether it be at home, in a care facility, or in the comfortable surroundings of Hospice House. We are your friends and neighbors, caring about our community and the people who live here. That's why you can depend on us for compassion and support at the end of life. Hospice and Home Care of Reno County, your local not-for-profit agency serving a 50-mile radius of Hutchinson. We care how you live.
95.9 HKFM.
Gunnar Uriga to kick off here for Mulvane. And Buhler will return from near the 10-yard line. A decent return for the Crusaders up across the 35. And returning for a couple of extra yards there on the far side. That was Carter Jones. And Buhler will start back for the second time on offense here in the game as we are tied at 8 apiece here from Lyle Couch Stadium tonight. Ball will be spotted, Matt, at the 37.
And Buhler's offense so efficient in their first drive. Be interesting to see what Mulvane does defensively to try to stymie the Crusader O.
4:41 to go in the first from their own 37. This is the fullback running the ball on 1st and 10 across the 40. And up to the 44-yard line.
But lots of times they'll run that little inside trap play. I'm not sure that was inside trap. I think it was just dive. I mean, you had the whole offensive line just road grading there in front of Nick. Great gain when you gain 7 yards on first down with the fullback running right behind the center. That's good offensive push.
Coach Warner electing to stick with the 2 tight ends here on second down and 4. And an inside handoff to Mitchell McDaniel. And up to the 50-yard line. That'll move the Sticks to First National Bank first down. Coach Warner in his 19th year with 162 wins, 53 losses in the program. On the other side, Daniel Myers, former Wildcat graduate in his 7th year at 31 and 34. It's first down here at midfield.
That was a really nice job. Nixon got out and kicked out the end. Mitchell tucked right in behind him.
Back to a 2-receiver set. And they're going to hand off to the fullback again. Powering forward on the right side. That is Nick Gazaway. And forward progress up to the 42-yard line. Gets about 7, maybe 8 on first down.
And Aaron's so good. Second set of downs in a row where Nick has gashed the defense for 7 or 8 yards on first down. At second down and 2, the entire offensive playbook is wide open.
Second down and 2 from the 42. Buhler going right to left. It's McDaniel finding room to the far side as he works it left to right to the Mulvane sideline. Gets across the 35 and up to the 33, and that'll move the Sticks again. Another First National Bank first down here in Mulvane's side of the field. It'll be 1st and 10 at the Wildcat 33 after a gain of 11.
Boy, here we go. Under 3 minutes in the first quarter. Buhler's only attempted 1 pass. That Buhler offensive line is just creating huge holes for running backs.
2 tight ends, single receiver is Pisano to the left side. They'll run it with McDaniel, who hits the hole with some gusto, but runs into a Mulvane defender at the 29-yard line. It'll be a 4-yard run to the left side on first down. That's where McDaniel is brought down right in the middle of the field.
Yeah, I think that was a really good tackle by number 33, Drew Miller of Mulvane. Did a good job kind of standing Mitchell up. That's really, Mulvane's only had a couple of plays where they've been able to do that. Still in the right spot, pick up 4 yards on the carry.
Second down and 6. Give to the fullback. Here's Gazaway just gouging forward. You can't see Gazaway because he's in a sea of green jerseys, but he just keeps going and has another first down inside the 20 to the 19. Buhler's back in the red zone.
That handoff to Nick is happening so fast. Aaron Brendan's gotten really good at that. Nick has the ball before the Wildcat defense can even find him, and he's just carrying the ball for 8 yards of carry. So efficient.
Already down to 1:39 to go here in this quarter. Tied at 8. 1st and 10 from the Mulvane 19. Brendan wants to step back to throw. Unleashes to the corner of the end zone and caught for a Crusader touchdown. It's Cash Carson.
I think they're going to say that Cash stepped out of bounds on the route. There was the side judge threw the flag in, and I think that's going to be an illegal touch.
Cash Carson made a nice catch in the end zone, what would be his third touchdown of the year, but a flag out on the play. And they're going to wipe that off the board. So the first penalty of the game will be charged to the Crusaders.
Yeah, they are going to call legal touching there. Cash came out of bounds.
That wipes off a really nice throw and a really nice catch.
It really was. It was perfectly thrown. Cash did a nice job coming to the ball, and really good throw by Brendan. And again, Aaron, you talked about before the game, Coach Warner is really confident with Brendan throwing that fade really down either side near the boundary. Just Cash not able to stay in bounds.
Moves the ball back to the 29. First time Buhler's been behind on down and distance. 1st and 20. Little play action here, and Brendan's going to keep it. Run it around the left side, following his blockers, gets back across the 20, so they get the penalty yardage back. There's Brendan faked it right to McDaniel, took it around the left end, and gets back up to the 19, a gain of 10.
Yeah, that's the second time they did that. I thought the first time Brendan didn't give enough time for the lead blocker to get there. That time he did, and it was Nixon Stanley came around. Nixon kicked the defender out, and Brendan cut up right behind him for a couple extra yards.
2nd down and 10. Here's the give to the fullback, and there's just no stopping Nick Gazaway.
No kidding.
Back inside the 10-yard line, and it should be another First National Bank first down up to the 8-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal Crusaders on a gain of 11.
It's not real creative offense, Aaron. There's really not a whole lot of creativity to it. It's give it to Nick, give it to Nick, give it to Nick, and they can't do anything to stop it.
He's been fantastic on this drive.
So good.
27 seconds on the first quarter clock. Could be the final play of the first on a 1st and goal at the 8. Here's Mitchell McDaniel on an inside run. Down to the goal line. Touchdown, Crusaders. No flags this time. A good hard run to the right side by Mitchell McDaniel. Nothing fancy on that series, just good old-fashioned power football. And Mitchell rushes it in for his first touchdown of the night and his 5th of the season.
Yeah, that time Nick led Mitchell into the hole, got the inside linebacker, and Mitchell ran right off his hip right towards the goal line. What a great job. Super efficient offensively.
So Buhler retakes the lead here with 17 seconds left in the quarter. And Jared Miller will come on out of the hold of Carter Jones to attempt from the 10 on the PAT. Low snap. Carter had to pick it up and run into the end zone for a 2-point conversion last time. This time, good snap, good hold, and the kick is good. 17 seconds to go here in the first from Mulvane. Buhler retakes the lead over Mulvane 15-8 from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Hi, everyone. This is Chris Schul here at Allen Samuels Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We're offering unbeatable financing on our 2024 models. Choose 0% APR financing for 36 months on our new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokees, rugged Jeep Wranglers, family-friendly Jeep Wagoneers, or Jeep Gladiator trucks. Visit us at the giant corner of 30th and Lorraine in Hutchinson. Don't miss out on these limited-time offers. Drive home your dream vehicle today. And as Mr. Samuels always says,
come by, let's be friends.
With approved credit, terms and conditions apply.
The Bradbury Company, headquartered in Mound Ridge, is a family-owned custom equipment builder, now hiring qualified candidates for manufacturing roles. Apply online at bradburygroup.com/careers. The Bradbury Company, we build machines, we sell solutions.
If you're looking for a late starting college class, Hutchinson Community College may have what you need. It's not too late to get enrolled. We have classes starting throughout the semester. Call 620-665-3535 or email myfuture@hutchcc.edu today.
95.9 HKFM.
2 touchdown drives here in the first quarter. 9 first downs for the Crusaders. And they lead it 15-8. Nick Gazaway, the fullback, averaging 9 yards a carry. Mitchell McDaniel, the tailback, already over 70 yards for the game. And here's the freshman who had that nice return on his last kickoff. He will not have such luck this time, as he's going to be tackled back at the 12-yard line. Tavian Richardson, burn me once, shame on you. Burn me twice.
That's right.
Shame on me.
Well, I think part of that, Richardson, the first return was running north-south. That time he was running east to west. It doesn't typically work out for a back or a returner if they're running east to west. You want to get up and try to beat the defense right at them, not trying to run away from them. That doesn't typically work against this Crusader special teams unit.
They tell me Carson on that pass stepped out of bounds right at the pylon when they threw that flag on the Crusaders. So that offensive drive from their own 13. Mulvane will run the final offensive play of the first quarter and get just a yard. Forward progress to the 14. It'll be 2nd down and 9 from there when we come back. 2 first-quarter touchdowns for the Crusaders tonight after 1 period of play. They lead it 15-8 here in the 4A West second-round playoffs. Crusader football on HKFM.
This message brought to you by your friends at Red Rock Auto Center in South Hutchinson. Do you have a neighbor who has suffered an illness, an accident, or just can't get around very well anymore? Offer to help. Mow their yard, shovel their walk, offer to help grocery shop, or take them to an appointment. You'll probably find that you receive more than they do. For all your service needs, you can find Red Rock Auto Center at 200 North Main Street in South Hutchinson, or visit us at redrockautocenter.com. Red Rock Auto Center. We're here when you need us.
Have you been thinking about remodeling your home? Head to the showroom at Stang Plumbing and Design on Main Street in Hutchinson, where they continue to take the time to build the relationships and trust with their customers as they've done for over 59 years. At Stang Plumbing and Design, they truly get to know their customers' needs and wants and will provide continual attention to detail and communication throughout the project from start to finish. Stang Plumbing and Design, for us, it's not just a remodel, it's a relationship.
95.9 HKFM.
Crusader football tonight brought to you by Dix Phillips 66, by People's Bank and Trust, Crop Lumber, by Rise Up Reno, and by Happy Egg. Tonight's 4A West playoff coverage, part of our Hutch CC Road to a Championship, presented by X-Tech Wireless. 2nd down and 9 from their own 14, Mulvane. Jet sweep. Now the receiver cuts back up the middle. This is Grady Myers, and he gets leveled for a loss on the play. Line of scrimmage was the 14. Nothing to the outside for Myers, trying to cut it back inside, loses a yard, trying to go back to the middle.
There was a hole as he was running, as he took the jet sweep going left to right. There was a hole
and then there
on that
wasn't
cutback, and then the hole just shut right in front of us. We were kind of sitting right up that hole. We could see it open, and we could see it shut. And I think Myers had to think, what just happened?
Early on, Coach Myers trying to do some creative things to get the run game going without Fisher Dye. Pressure as Myers scrambling to his right, out of the gun, is going to throw. Receiver caught inside the 30. It's going to be a first down. And tackled out of bounds up around the 34-yard line. Good job of getting up the field for Caleb Bohr to make his 14th catch of the year. He second leading receiver on this team, came in with 240 yards receiving, gets a first down there.
I don't know if you saw it. I think Bohr thought he was going to get hit right as he caught it. He kind of caught it and then steadied himself for the hit, looked up, and there was no one there. Took him a second to kind of get his body re-engaged. Pretty good throw by Myers. They're going to roll him out either way to give him extra time to throw all night long, afraid of that Buhler front four.
Gain of 21, back to the ground game, and a hole there.
It's a pretty good run.
Carruthers hit the hole hard that time and got 10 yards and moved the chains again. So far, the two defenses have not had an answer for the two offenses here in this first half.
Yeah, it's been very seldom this year that we've seen Buhler safeties make the tackle. That tackle made by Dylan Skripsik on Carruthers, and we're just not used to seeing that. So much of the time this year, it's been the front four and maybe the middle linebacker that's been doing the bulk of the hitting on the running backs.
Gain up to the 43. It'll be 1st and 10. Two backs, bracket. Myers out of the gun. They're going to give it to Carruthers.
Oh, what a tackle.
Will Haanen comes up on the left side run and makes a nice stop. Helmet to helmet contact there, and Carruthers will be driven down at the 46 after a gain of 3. When you get hit by one of our linebackers, you usually know it.
You know it, and you wish you hadn't. I think that's the thing. That's a really good tackle. Although, again, I'm a little surprised. Mulvane has been pretty good moving the ball here on this drive. A couple of good runs by Carruthers, and they're kind of in rhythm offensively.
Gain of 4, second down and 6. Myers out of the gun. 4 wide receivers, throws over the middle. This time throws high. Again intended for Caleb Bohr. If Bohr catches that ball, he has Jacob Miller boring down
on him.
Would
really?
you believe that I did not do that on purpose?
I don't believe that you did not do that on purpose. I will say this, had Manny Myers not gotten rid of the ball when he did, he was going to have Jax Pratt hitting him right between the shoulder blades coming off that left side.
Big third down here. 3rd and 6. 47-yard line.
Got to think they're going to get Myers rolling out, I would guess, to his right here.
10 on the play clock, down to 9:48 to go in the half in a 15-8 game. Myers out of the gun is going to fake it and keep it, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down on the run up the middle. He gets to the Buhler 48, needed the 47. Would not be surprised if they roll the dice right here.
I think if their defense had done anything to stop Buhler to this point, you might be inclined to punt it. That said, Mulvane's offense has moved the ball pretty reasonably. You only have a yard to go. I think they have decided they're going to go for it.
4th and 1. Opposing teams this year.
Certainly.
48% against the Crusaders. Watch for some trickeration.
Well, or watch for them to try to draw Buhler offside.
3 backs with Myers out of the gun. This is Carruthers, and it's going to be awfully close.
Ooh,
he may be short. He needed to get to the 47. He gets about a half a yard. It's going to be a turnover on downs.
So that's a pretty tough spot. I think the Mulvane coaching staff has a right to be pretty mad. I think that spot may be a little short. Certainly works out well for Buhler.
Needed a yard, got half a yard. I'm a little surprised they took it out of Myers' hands there, though. I will say that.
Yeah, I think I am too.
Peter's going to get it here back in the second quarter after the turnover on downs. From their own 48 in this second period, going left to right, out of the eye. This is Gazaway, who averaged 9 yards a carry in the first 2 drives, just pile driving forward. First quarter, 2 drives, Buhler had 142 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns.
Well, and again, like Coach Warner sticking to the script, give it to Nick on the first down play, and let him just churn yardage up as he picks up another 6-yard run here.
I got 5 to the Mulvane 47. It'll be second down from there. Out of the eye, 2 receivers, 1 either side. Brendan under center, and a Mulvane defensive lineman, the big nose guard. And, boy, when you're the nose guard, just nowhere to hide.
Well, furthermore, when you try to catch yourself and back up and you can't, and before the official drops the flag, you're hitting yourself in the helmet because you're just so irritated.
Cooper Brown is 6'1", 291.
Yeah, that's he's not exactly like Cruz or Cash on the defensive line.
So a 5-yard penalty will move the sticks. First Mulvane penalty of the night. And now we've got a flag in the Buhler backfield.
I think that's going to be a false start.
And so the Crusaders are going to give the 5 yards back here.
However, we don't have to give back the first down, so still 1st and 15.
So that'll move the ball back to the 47, where it'll be 1st and 15 for the Crusaders. 8:03 left here in our first quarter of play.
You suppose they give it to Nick again?
Well, it's worked pretty well so far.
Sure has. Oh, they faked it to him.
Here's McDaniel. Gets the penalty yardage back and then some on a straight-ahead run. Gets across the 40. And up to the 38-yard line. It's a good gain of about 13, 14 yards on first down for Mitchell.
That is just classic Buhler counter trap. Fake it to Nick going right, give it to Mitchell going left. Mitchell got in there right around that left side of the offensive line. Good pickup.
2nd and 6. And here's Gazaway just shedding tacklers.
He hit, I couldn't tell who it was. He hit one of his own teammates. It may have been Cash.
18 yards up to the 20.
Cash, I think, stopped blocking, and Nick ran right into him like, buddy, we got to keep going. I'm not done yet.
Fantastic running combination here in this first half. Gazaway and McDaniel. Two tight ends, Jones, the receiver to the right on 1st and 10. They'll give it to the fullback again. And his offensive line doing a great job up front as well. Forward progress up to the 16. That is a gain of 4, Matt. Early in our Buhler Dental Care scoreboard, Wellington and Cape and Mount Carmel tied at 7 in the 4A West. In 5A, Hutch in the second leading Liberal 14 to nothing.
At some point, they are going to fake on first down to Nick, and they're going to leak out and throw a fade route, and it will be open.
Looks like the Crusaders here are going to take a timeout. 2nd and 6 from the 16. We talked about the injury to Fisher Dye. Our injury reports this year brought to you by Pile Law. If you've been injured at work or in a motor vehicle accident, call Pile Law 241-9000. Tom works to get you the benefits you deserve. Fisher Dye, the tailback, out for the rest of the season for Mulvane. Buhler comes in relatively healthy. Obviously, Ben Klaus went down in the Wamego game and not returning this year. And then up along the offensive line, the quick tackle Logan Turner broke a pinky in the last regular season, or broke a finger in the last regular season game.
Yeah, Buhler really has avoided a ton of injuries. Of course, Mitchell missed a week here not too long ago with that hip injury, but Brendan had that El Dorado game. They sat some guys out middle of the season just to give everybody a little bit of rest. I think right now you got to look at that decision and think that was probably a pretty good decision, as this Buhler offense seems to be clicking on all cylinders.
2nd and 6 from the 16, going left to right toward the south end zone, make it the north end zone at Lyle Couch Stadium. Out of the I formation, 2 tight ends. And Mitchell McDaniel's going to get the carry. Gets a good block,
what a block
by Jacob Miller on the outside. Bounces it to the edge and to the house. Touchdown, Crusaders. The block on the left edge by tight end Jacob Miller was fantastic.
Yeah, he just decleated Manny Myers over there. Myers got to be thinking, why am I playing defense and playing quarterback right now? What a huge block. And Mitchell ran legitimately untouched around the left side end as Jacob just crashed down the entire left side of that defense.
16 yards on the touchdown run, second run of the night for Mitchell. From their own 48, Buhler takes them just 5 plays to get back to the end zone. On the PAT, hold is down, and the kick, the wind kind of pushed it, but it just did get inside the far upright.
Boy, it was like a wiffle ball playing in the backyard into the wind, but Jacob able to eke it through there.
22-8, 6:16 to go in the second for the Allen Samuels broadcast booth, HKFM.
Got a tough to-do list? Tackle it with an even tougher Can-Am Defender. Agri Center has just the one for you. This capable and clever side-by-side for work gets the job done. With a class-leading 69 foot-pounds of torque and up to 2,500 pounds towing capacity. Come see us in Hutchinson and Salina to learn more about the 2025 Can-Am Defender HD10. No matter the task, no matter the terrain, you can rely on the Can-Am Defender. So head on down to Agri Center, just named 2023 National Dealer of the Year in Hutchinson and Salina.
95.9 HKFM.
22-8 here as we're halfway through the second quarter. Buhler with the lead. The Kansas State High School Activities Association conducts officials, rules meetings, training clinics, and workshops throughout the state with a view toward providing a sound educational experience for all athletes. For more information on becoming an official in any sport, contact the KSHSAA at 785-273-5329. 6:16 to go in the opening half. Buhler now up 2 scores and set to kick off from the 40-yard line. Wildcats have 2 return men back at the 10. They'll kick it to the far Mulvane side. It'll be taken from the 8. Far side return to the 20 and up to the 25, and then out of bounds from there. Well, you got to wonder with Mulvane with some injuries, how far behind can they get and still have a chance in this game?
Well, the trick is that they've not shown any propensity to be able to stop the Buhler offense. Buhler offense is just running all over that Wildcat defense. I think the Wildcat offense can probably put up some points, but I'm not sure they can stop the Crusader offense. Be interesting to see what they do here. You would sure think that the coaching staff from Mulvane thinks they got to score here.
Out of the gun, empty backfield set from the 28. Little swing pass to the near side. And Carruthers is going to go a long way up the sideline. 25-20, 15-10, and he'll be drugged out inside the 10. A touchdown-saving tackle made by Dylan Skripczyk. It'll be first and goal, Mulvane at the about the 8-yard line.
That was the wheel route. They just released Carruthers out of the backfield. Really nothing fancy to it, except that the receiver on this near side ran a little in, and both the corner and the outside linebacker went with him, left nobody to guard Carruthers. Dylan did a good job just to chase him down. I thought that was going to the house, but that is a huge chunk play.
64 yards, first and goal at the 8. Well, you'd like to keep him out of the end zone, though, here, wouldn't you?
Yes.
First and goal at the 8-yard line. Here's Carruthers again. He's going to bounce it to the outside. And Mulvane has done something in this game that no team has done all year. There's an injured Wildcat down in the play. It is a touchdown Crusaders. Shocking, or touchdown Wildcats. Shockingly, this Crusader Black Knight defense, who has just been so good against the run this year. Mulvane has found some things that work. And a scary moment here is a Wildcat. One of the offensive linemen is down at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looked like he got tangled up with Will, I think. And I think he's holding his ankle. I'm going to guess he maybe rolled it, but he looks like he is in a bit of pain.
Get our injury timeouts brought to you by Pile Law. If you've been injured at work or in a motor vehicle accident, call Pile Law 241-9000. Tom works to get you the benefits you deserve. Wildcat injured after the touchdown. 5:31 to go here in the second on HKFM.
Cambridge Dictionary defines independence as a state of wanting or being able to do things for yourself and make your own decisions. Hi, this is Brad Patton. Since 1933, my family's independent insurance agency here in downtown Hutch has been helping match our customers with the right carriers and the right policies. Our independence helps us protect the people and businesses of Hutchinson and around Kansas. Stop by and see us today at 6th and Main or check out WadePattonInsurance.com today. Independent since 33, Wade Patton Insurance.
95.9 HKFM.
It's the right tackle, Campman Shantz, who is walking gingerly off the field. Got tangled up at the end of that touchdown run. Mulvane here to pull within a score on an 8-yard run by the tailback, Curtis Carruthers. Second touchdown of the night for Mulvane, both rushing. No team this year until tonight has had 2 rushing touchdowns against this defense in a game. Think about that.
Yeah, I think they're a little stunned right now. We've kind of just taken maybe for granted a little bit that this Buhler defense is not, you can't really do that to them. There's a blocked extra point.
The PAT is going to be blocked here.
It was Jacob Miller who came around the left side, or right side rather, and got it.
So 22-14, Mulvane leads it. 5:31 to go in the half. Crusader football from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Hutch Rec is your community recreation provider. We're passionate in bringing healthy living opportunities through our youth and adult sports, wellness and fitness classes, and several of our community events and races. We're also your community spirit provider, offering endless recreational opportunities at Dillon Nature Center, Senior Center at Elmdale Park, the Sports Arena, plus Hutch Rec downtown. See all of the community spirit and healthy living opportunities Hutch Rec provides your community at hutchrec.com and on our Hutch Rec Facebook page.
95.9 HKFM.
Well, our coverage of Crusader football brought to you by the Hutchinson Zoo, by Hospice and Home Care, Reno County, First Bank, Kansas, by Scooters Coffee, and by McKenzie Paint and Body. A huge swing pass of 60-plus yards set up that last touchdown run for Mulvane, 22-14. Buhler's going to take it here, 5:31 to go in the half. Straight ahead return across the 30 up to about the 31-yard line.
Aaron, I'll tell you,
returned by Dylan Skripczyk.
As a Bronco fan, I feel like Mahomes and Tyreek Hill did that little wheel route to the Broncos every year for 4 or 5 years, just all the time.
You miss that.
I do not miss that at all. But it's such a clever play as the receiver breaks in, takes the defenders there, and as long as nobody picks up the running back, or even if the linebacker's late, they just can't recover.
Buhler from their own 31, 1st and 10. 3 first-half touchdowns for the Crusaders. And they're going to keep it on the ground here where they've gained close to 200 yards in this first half. Kind of hearkening Buhler offenses of old that used to put up 400-plus yards a game. Gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9 from the 32.
And Drew Miller in on the bottom of that pile. And I'm just here to tell you, the way that Nick Gasway is running, I would not want to be on the bottom of the pile waiting for Nick to come right at me.
Buhler comes in with a 4-game win streak, 7-2 on the year. They won the league outright. Here's Mitchell looking for something to develop, and just nothing ever did. He will get positive yardage up to the 35, so McDaniel on the left side gains 3. But one of the rare occasions here in this half where Buhler's had a longer distance to go on 3rd down.
Yeah, Buhler's not thrown the ball hardly a lick, and so I think Mulvane is content to not blitz and just kind of play their base defense and play the run. Be interesting to see if they put the ball in Brendan's hands. They've got Cash on this near side.
2 tight ends on 3rd and 6 out of the eye. Brendan rolling out to his right. He tries to dump it off. Boy, that was not the throw he should have made. His tight end, Jax Pratt, was wide open at the stick. He tried to force it into Jacob Miller, and it's incomplete at 4th down. He had Jax Pratt open for days right at the 40.
I think it's really hard as a quarterback when you're looking for a guy, right? You go to the guys that you're comfortable going to, and, of course, easy to throw to Jacob, but Jax was wide open. If he makes that throw, that's an easy conversion for a 1st down.
So Jacob Miller came across the field, the far side tight end, tried to feed it into him. It was incomplete. And now on 4th down, Coach Warner electing to punt the ball for the first time tonight. So an interesting spot in the game as a flag comes out before the kick. This is really a sticky spot in the game. You've been stopped for the first time. Mulvane, who has gotten yards in chunks, gets the ball back with a chance to erase the 2-score lead that you had. It's going to be a false start on the Crusaders. It'll be their 3rd penalty in this game. And they move it back to the 30-yard line. This is Skripczyk on the kick. Gets away a short kick that ends up out of bounds in the Mulvane sideline, somewhere around the 40-yard line. So now short kick after a incomplete pass, and that's going to get Mulvane playing with some confidence here with good field position.
Let's see what kind of adjustments Coach Coles makes here. Mulvane seems to be in a pretty good rhythm, that coaching staff, as far as play calls, mixing up. And what we thought they might do, that they really started to do, just to use that short passing game to operate in place of their run game. But, buddy, at this point, if you're Coach Myers, you got to feel pretty confident about putting the ball in Carruthers' hands and just letting him go to work against that Buhler front 7.
Mulvane likes those quick passes right to left to the flat. 1st and 10 from the 42. They go with 3 backs in the backfield and a run up the middle. And it's Carruthers again. And I feel like I'm over-exaggerating it, but at no point in the previous 9 games this year have we seen a team have any kind of success, at least anything like this in the run game to this point.
Yeah, no, and kind of a little weird formation. They open up with a back on either side of Myers and one behind him. So 3 guys there, and you've got everyone's got a different read key in that situation. Makes things a little tricky.
Out of the gun here from the 37, they're going to put Myers, a receiver, in motion. Manny Myers, the quarterback, is going to keep it. He's going to be stopped shy of the 50 at the 49-yard line. Gains 2. And another 3rd down for Mulvane here, coming up 3rd and almost 3 from midfield with 3:02 to go here in the half. And Buhler leading 22-14.
Well, we certainly don't want to look too far ahead, but if Buhler can hold, this is the same spot in the field where Coach Myers went for it on 4th and short earlier. Close to within a 1-score game. Kind of be curious to see what Mulvane would do right before the half.
Myers out of the gun. Two backs offset to his left. Single receivers either side. This is Carruthers who's going to get the handoff, and he gets eaten up. There's that Black Knight defense have to respect. Nick Gasaway leading the charge, and a loss of yardage back to the 46-yard line, a loss of 3. What a time on third down for this defense to step up and answer the bell.
I think Dylan Skripczyk was in on that hit, too. That's a great job. And
I think Coach Myers tried to get away with one too many runs.
Yeah. Well, and again, you've had success running at Buhler. Why are you running east and west? Run north and south.
Now, Manny Myers is their punter, so you've always got to be wary of some kind of gadget here. 4th and 6.
And we know that Mulvane is kind of known for those junk plays.
And we're going to have a timeout now. I think some confusion over between the players and the Mulvane coaches as to what the plan here is on 4th and 6. They call it timeout. Minute 47 to go in the half. 22-14. The Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Rise and shine. It's daylight time and time to go to your happy place. November is a good time to remember all the things we're thankful for, and we want to take this time to say we're thankful for you and your support. Show the people you're thankful for a little kindness by giving them some fresh, made-from-scratch Daylight Donuts from your Hutchinson Daylight Donuts. We're open every morning at 5 a.m. You can order online anytime at HutchinsonDaylightDonuts.com. 305 North Main and 1435 East 30th in Hutchinson.
95.9 HKFM.
Well, on our Buhler Dental Care scoreboard in Class 3A there in the fourth quarter, Andale leading Clay Center 74-0. That is a very one-sided football game.
Suppose Clay Center will come back in that one?
No? Yeah, they got a puncher's chance, huh? Yeah. Central Christian in the fourth, an 8-man Division II, leading Logan Palco 48-6. Yeah, Buhler Dental Care.
Buddy, they're still trying to figure out what they're going to do here.
Smiles with a gentle touch. They put Myers in an empty backfield set. They've got 5 wide receivers. I still think they're going to punt.
Little pooch kick.
Buhler now has nobody back. The snap is high. Myers is going to throw over the middle, and it's almost picked off. A great play by the safety, Brady Gotti, over the middle. Batted the ball incomplete. Almost had a chance to pick it off. And it'll be a turnover on down.
Yeah, I think Buhler was ready for that. It's a weird thing. They had Myers lined up probably, 7 yards deep, so not a normal shotgun spot. They'd added a couple of yards, probably trying to put that little seed of doubt in Buhler's mind. Now, Mulvane gets the ball coming out of half. You got 1 minute and 43 seconds to play with. Buhler would love to pick up a score right here.
Huge stop by the Black Knights. Second turnover on downs in the game. Second time Mulvane's not been able to convert on fourth down. 1st and 10, Buhler from the Mulvane 46, out of the eye with 2 tight ends. Single receiver to the right side. And McDaniel's going to run to the right. Gets a block on the edge by Gasaway. Gets to the 45-40. Steps inside another tackler and gets down to the 32-yard line at a big run. And a First National Bank first down for Mitchell McDaniel.
Yeah, great job by Gasaway getting out there to kick out Grady Myers, but there's a flag on the field.
How's that going to come back?
Near side. It's going to be
it's going to be a hold on the Crusaders, and that great run by Mitchell's coming back.
They got Bodie on that toss play right. Bodie was kind of that stretch play, that zone blocking idea, and also got his hands outside the pads a little bit.
And will move it back to their own 44. Minute 33 to go. Buhler has 2 of its 3 timeouts remaining. But now 1st and 20. Coach won't be happy about that. 4 first-half penalties on this offense, or on the Crusaders. Here is Brendan out of the gun. 3 receivers stacked to the right side. Brendan wants to throw over the middle, hits Jax Pratt. Pratt's got the penalty yardage back and then some. Gets out of bounds to the Mulvane sideline. Heads up play by the tight end at the 40-yard line.
Jax did a great job continuing to fight and drag the defender out of bounds. Great job saving that timeout. Becomes really precious at this point in the game. Really good job. Coach Brendan may have missed Jax on the last drive, but certainly got him that one. Great job, great throw, great catch.
Got to the 39 and out of bounds there. It's a gain of 17. It'll be second down at about 3. Brendan out of the gun again. 2 receivers right, 1 left. McDaniel in the backfield releases. They'll throw to Mitchell, and I think McDaniel maybe just a little bit uncertain as to where that pass was going. It was thrown to his inside. McDaniel was trying to release more to the sideline. It's incomplete.
Yeah, it really was not that dissimilar of an idea from what Mulvane did to us. Kind of release Mitchell on that little wheel route. I just don't think he got enough depth in the backfield so that he could see it all the way. There was space there. Mulvane was more ready for it than Buhler was, as you had the safety leaked over that direction.
Minute 20 left in the quarter. Brendan goes back under center, stands over his senior center, Tanner Brown. He'll take the snap, and McDaniel gets the handoff. Fighting for yards, is not going to get the first down, and gets up to the 38-yard line, a gain of 1. That sets up a 4th and 2. We'll see what Coach decides to do here with a minute 1 left to go in the half. I would think this would be a good spot to go for it.
Yeah, you'll go for it, but I don't think it'd be interesting to see, would Mulvane take the timeout to save the time? They're not going to. I think they're content to let the clock keep going.
Out of the I formation, they'll give it to the fullback. This is Gazaway. He's got the first down up to the 31-yard line, and the clock will stop with 37 seconds to go. It's a gain of 7 by Gazaway on that left side run.
They're going to wind the clock. So 32 seconds left, trying to get everybody lined up. There's some confusion there, trying to get Cash lined up.
Coach still has those 2 timeouts. Here's Brendan out of the gun. 3 receivers stacked left. Cash Carson, the lone receiver, to the right. Script wants to throw over the middle and high. It is caught by Pisano at the 10. No flags. Touchdown, Crusaders.
I think there was a little bit of confusion as multiple Crusaders were all at the same spot. I think Cash did. I don't think Cash ran the right route. He was on the wrong side. That said, Quentin sure made it look okay as Quentin hauled it. Quick reverse pivot and to the house.
Quentin Pisano with a 31-yard touchdown catch, his 2nd touchdown of the year, 2nd longest reception of the year, and it goes for 6. And Buhler reclaims a 2-score lead in this game. See if they can tack on the PAT here from the 10. Carter Jones gets the hold down. The kick is up, and it's good. 13 seconds to go in the half. Crusaders now lead at 29-14. From the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
You already know H&R Block does taxes, but you may not know you can get expert help in person or virtually, or that our tax pros average 10 years of experience, and your biggest possible refund is always guaranteed. H&R Block in Hutchinson, Ellsworth, and Lyons.
Midwest Iron and Metal is now Scrap Management Industries. Same great service, new name. Get cash for your household or worksite scrap. No hidden fees, no surprises. Turn old metal into cash at Scrap Management Industries in Hutchinson at Avenue G and Main.
95.9 HKFM.
Well, coming up at halftime tonight, our Crusader cross-country team at State Cross Country last Saturday, our girls won their 2nd state title in school history. Our guys finished runner-up in the state. Boy, you think about the last 7 years, Matt, boys cross-country, 5 state titles and 2 runner-up finishes.
Yeah, Coach Morgan has done an unbelievable job building a 4A juggernaut in cross-country.
We'll talk with Coach Mo coming up in our This Week in Crusader Sports. At halftime, Crusader football brought to you by Bank of the Plains, by Stamatic of Central Kansas, I Need a Cleaners, by the Rediger Agency, and by Holly Sweet Treats. 13 seconds to go. Tonight's coverage, part of the Hutch CC Road to a Championship, presented by Next Tech Wireless here in this 4A West 2nd round. And a little squib kick by Jared Miller is going to be taken short at the 30 and return to about the 34. A tackle made with about 9 seconds left on the clock here in the first quarter. Does Coach Myers take a shot here?
You got the wind. I probably would. You got 9 seconds, you got timeout, so you can throw something over the middle of the field, get something down to the 40, 35-yard line, something like that, and then take a shot.
Line of scrimmage is going to be their own 34. Mulvane's kicker is 1 for 2 on field goal attempts this year. Out of the gun, Myers. 4 wide receivers, trips left, single receiver to the near side. He comes back to that near side, and they get the first down with 3 seconds on the clock. The ball caught by Caleb Moore, his second catch of the night, and driven out of bounds shy of midfield at the 47. It will move the sticks, and Mulvane will have, barring any kind of a defensive penalty, one more play in this half.
Nice little route. They knew where they were trying to go, but it just took a really long time to develop. Moore needed to be a little closer to the sideline when he caught the ball. Coach, I'm sure, yelling at all of his boys, get back, no one behind you.
Inside 10 to go on the play clock, now down to 5. Myers out of the gun. They'll put a receiver in motion, trips to the right side. Myers rolling to his right side, now steps up, heaves it down the field, and it's going to be intercepted.
Actually, it was just broken up.
It would have been almost intercepted. Gotti and Pisano kind of collided. I think it's okay. The half ends.
That's fine.
And it'll be chalked up by one of the two as a PBU. And Buhler will take the 2-score lead to the locker room.
That's it. Buhler been efficient offensively, especially early. Mulvane started to figure it out defensively. Now the chess match begins.
Coach Coles, though,
I know
in faith I have in Coach Coles.
I know. The chess match begins as the coaches begin to adjust what they're doing, talk about what they're seeing, and work to get things going in the second half.
He will make some adjustments to account for the running yards that Mulvane got in the first half.
I am confident in that.
All right, our Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report coming up here from Lyle Couch Stadium in Mulvane tonight as Buhler will take a 29-14 lead to the locker room. And Mulvane will have the ball when we start the second half. Our Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report begins next here on HKFM.
You're on the Midway Motors Drive to the Game. Midway Motors, for every mile of life. Coming up, Chris gives you his 3 keys to victory. Your home for the Buhler Crusaders is 95.9 HKFM.
If you need a piece of metal, or an angle for a small project, or a complete fabrication project done, call Johnson Sheet Metal or stop by 512 South Main in Hutchinson, where we have been in business for over 100 years. We stock over 60 different sheets and 70 different shapes in steel, stainless, galvanized, and aluminum. We can cut to size, bend, roll, punch, or weld to your specifications. We can make your ag replacement panels too. Johnson Sheet Metal in Hutchinson.
Lyman Family Dental, next to Bank of the Plains on 30th and Hutch, is offering new patient specials that include a free comprehensive exam with a paid cleaning or x-ray through the month of December. Lyman Family Dental, brightening smiles one visit at a time.
Here's a bright idea. Don't rip off your customers. At IdeaTech, we give you great internet connectivity at a fair price, not a spotty connection with high prices. Another bright idea from IdeaTech. Find your plan today at ideatech.com.
Neufeld Flooring, proud supporter of Buhler High School activities. We're your experts for all your floor covering needs. Please make an appointment to visit us at 110 West 2nd, downtown Buhler, or give us a call at 620-543-2274. Go Crusaders!
Craving a cozy treat this holiday season? Try a Grandma Nut Cold Brew from Scooter's Coffee. Flavors of hazelnut and brown sugar are sure to put you in the holiday spirit. Scooter's Coffee, amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
Scooter's Coffee in Hutchinson, McPherson, and Salina.
Hey guys, how's practice going?
Papa, I can't hit the ball over the fence yet.
Well, Easton, that fence is 300 feet away and you're only 4 years old.
Papa, how long before we can hit the ball over the fence?
Boys, it's not always about home runs, it's about teamwork and always getting better. Ray Riffing's been around for 83 years and we still believe in teamwork and working hard.
So, Papa, it's going to take 83 more years until we're good?
No, Brogan. You'll be good long before that. Just keep working hard. Most of all, have fun.
Let's go hit some baseballs and get some ice cream.
Okay, boys, let's go.
Riff the right way, the Ray way.
Crusader football on HKFM. Tonight's coverage of Crusader football continues next with the Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report. Aaron and Chris recap tonight's first half, and we'll catch up with other coaches and athletes in This Week in Crusader Sports. 95.9 HKFM.
And welcome back on our Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report. Our This Week in Crusader Sports. Time to talk Crusader cross country for a second time this season with head coach Curtis Morgan. I joked with Coach Mo that you win a state title, Coach, you get to come back on halftime. First of all, congratulations to your program.
Thanks, Aaron. I always appreciate you having us on. And hey, if we can get on 2 times a year, that's I'll take that anytime.
Very successful day, albeit a very wet day at Wamego last Saturday. Your girls bring home a second state championship in school history. And your guys finished runner-up. You kind of finish how you thought things would go, thoughts going into the day, and how it turned out.
Yeah, honestly, on the girls' side, we knew 4A is pretty deep as far as teams go this year. And we told the girls the night before, you could finish anywhere from 1st to 7th, to be honest with them. And it depends on how they run and how other teams run. Now, we felt pretty good about how our second half of the season had gone and our development and our improvement. So we knew we kind of had a shot that we would be on the podium at some point. But knocking off perennial power Eudora and Baldwin, we knew it was going to take a monstrous effort. Eudora had won 3 straight, and they were primed, ready to roll again. But our girls came, and it was business-like, and they attacked the course, and we packed our girls together pretty close, and ended up coming on top. It was our girls were excited, coaches were excited, and it was just kind of a fitting end to the work that those girls had put in on the season. So
yeah, absolutely.
And then on the guys' side, we end up second. We'd kind of been behind Wamego a little bit all year. Anyway, we lost a lot from last year. I mean, you know that we lost 5 of our top 8 kids. So Wamego didn't lose a whole lot from last year. So we gave them everything we had. We knew we had to kind of be perfect, chase them down, and we were as perfect as we could be on that day. So early in the season, I think we lost to Wamego by 30-some points at their place, and we closed it down to only 14 points on Saturday. We felt pretty good about that. Yeah,
huge improvement. Of course, you had a little bit of an injury there late in the year with Ben Gazaway, but some other kids stepped up and did a nice job for you.
Yeah, 100%. We've got some young kids on both sides of this, on both sides, the girls and the guys, and Ben kind of went down with kind of a freak injury there. But Sammy Hirschberger and my son Andrew Morgan stepped up in the end and filled a good role valiantly and helped us to get to where we needed to be. So it's nice having a deep team and having options that you can throw in like that and know that you're not going to fall off.
Yeah. So impressed with the success that these young men have put together. You look at the last 7 years now with 5 state titles and 2 runner-up finishes. Really impressive what they've been able to do over the course of that span.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it speaks to just the hard work and the dedication that these guys put in, especially during the summer. And every year, each group wants to make sure that they carry on that tradition and that legacy. And so it's kind of ingrained now, and that's pretty cool. Middle school kids are looking forward to being a part of it, and so just kind of helps that development and that growth out.
For your girls' team, of course, you mentioned the second state title for them, and what really stands out is just the number of underclassmen you have in that top group.
Yeah, we had one senior in our top 10, and she's a big one. Ava Coster, she finished 19th. She ran just crazy good at state. I think her sophomore year she finished 87th. Or 85th, something like that at state. Her junior year, she finished 45th or something like that. And then to come in and medal and finish 19th her senior year, that's pretty awesome. We're going to miss her leadership, but You know, we're a young team. I think there's only 2 juniors on our top 7, and we've got some 8th graders that are rolling in too that are pretty talented. So I could see this girls squad, being relevant for the next few years.
Of course, Corbin Starkweather, the top finisher, broke the school record earlier this year. I know that was a really big goal of hers.
It was, and she didn't just break it; she destroyed it. It went from 1924 to 1909. I mean, and her goal was to do that before she graduated. So she's got some bigger goals now that she's going to set and go try and attack. But uber talented young lady. This is really the only second year she's ran cross country. She did not run in middle school. She played volleyball, and so she's still learning how to race and learning the development and all the kind of nuances of running. And so I think we're just going to watch her soar over the next couple years and really bring along some of those freshmen, especially Bella Friesen, who was right behind her at the state meet. I think that, having some competition at practice is really going to help those gals out. Absolutely. Help your kids. You always make it a point to race at Wamego earlier in the year, and good experience for them to get to know that course, and then also to race against some of the kids they're going to face at the state meet. Yeah, I feel that those big meets, and especially that meet, that's important. I want Wamego, since it's a state meet, I want it to feel like our second home course, and I think we've raced there enough over the last few years. It kind of does. I don't want to step up to the line at state and that be the first time we're on the course or see it that morning. They need to know what that course is. It's just a mental preparation thing, just like any other sport would, mentally prepare for their opponent. It's week 2 of the season when we go to their home invitational, but we still see some good competition. We get to kind of figure out where we're at. Development wise, are we where we want to be? We're not going to peak at week 2 in the season. So just to be on that course and see the competition and kind of know what's ahead, it really helps mentally prepare our athletes to be ready they want to be back there again later on. All right. Well, Coach, congratulations. So proud of your kids. I guess we'll have a banner ceremony sometime during the winter. We'll look forward to that. Yeah, absolutely. Those are always fun to do. I love it when those kids get out in front of people and get recognized. Coach, we appreciate your time, and have a great rest of your week. Again, congratulations. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it. It's head cross-country coach Curtis Morgan with us here at halftime, and we'll be back with more right after this.
More of the Prairie Bank of Kansas Halftime Report is coming up after this. Find exclusive stories highlighting Crusader athletics at AdAstraRadio.com. 95.9 HKFM. The Buhler Crusaders play here.
Even trying to enjoy a fun event can be difficult after the loss of a loved one. Unanswered questions, feelings of stress and grief are only natural. As the owner and director of Inman Funeral Home, I bring over 25 years of experience bringing comfort and empathy during time of loss. Rely on me to guide you through all aspects of planning a funeral service with compassion, dignity, and respect. I'm Athena Johnson with Inman Funeral Home. Find me at inmanfh.com.
Your world is changing, and so is ours. Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Kennison with McPherson Dental Care. We are proud to announce that we are now offering the latest in technology in dentistry with Yomi Robotics to assist in placing implants. With this technology, it enables us to have better precision, smaller incisions, and helps us make implants less invasive. We are the only dental offices in the Midwest to offer Yomi Robotics. That's McPherson Dental Care, serving the communities in Inman, Buhler, Hillsboro, Lyons, and McPherson.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Well, back here on our Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report, Crusader football brought to you by First National Bank, by Apple Lane Animal Hospital, Plaza Astor Realty, by Phoenix Restoration, and by the Bradbury Company. 29-14 at half. 4 first-half touchdowns for Buhler. 2 runs by Mitchell McDaniel, a run by Brendan Skripczyk, and the 31-yard pass there right at the end of the half from Skrip to Quentin Pisano with the extra point that made it 29-14. Buhler had, as we mentioned, the 4 touchdowns. They had one other possession that ended in a punt. So 4 out of 5 times you have the ball in the half to get to the end zone. That's a pretty good percentage.
Yeah, you'll certainly take your chances with that. Buhler had some times where they looked really, really good on offense and then a couple missed plays. But by and large, I think Coach has got to be pretty happy offensively. Going to be really interesting, Aaron, to see what they do defensively to adjust.
Yeah, Mulvane, I feel like they had more success than the 2 touchdowns show.
I agree.
They did fail to convert on a couple of 4th downs that hurt them. And but still, I thought ran the ball against this defense as well as any team has all year.
Yeah, I think for sure they've had some success. Curtis Carruthers playing in place of the injured Fisher Dye has been really good, and not just that they've run it, because they have run it pretty well, but they've moved him around that wheel route up this left side where they were able to get the long 65-yard play. We're just not used to watching, unless you play for Great Bend. We're just not used to watching people with big chunk plays.
Unless your name is Ian Primer. Yeah, for sure.
Just not a whole lot of chunk plays that this Crusader defense has given up. So I think, a little bit of work to do. And certainly if Buhler is going to go on to win and go on to playing against a defense or playing against an offense rather that is throwing the ball this well can only work to make them better in the long run.
Yeah.
And so a good test here early in the playoffs for this Black Knight defense.
Couple other scores in our Buhler Dental Care scoreboard. Cape and Mount Carmel now in 4A West action, leading Wellington at the half 13-7. Andover Central 21. Winfield nothing at the half. The winner of those 2 games will play each other coming up next week. In 5A, Hutch over Liberal at the half, 23-7. And a final, Central Christian in 8-man Division II wins tonight over Logan Palco, 48-6. A bunch more games coming up next, tomorrow night in our Hutch CC Road to a Championship, presented by X-Tech Wireless. You can get updates online, our broadcast booth page at astroradio.com. Mr. Epp here with his fastest. Some people say they have the fastest, but this is the real deal, McDeal. Andrew Epp with his 2-minute halftime stat report. Buddy?
All right, 29-14 is your score. At halftime, Buhler has the lead over Mulvane. They also have the edge in total yards, 253 on 33 offensive snaps to Mulvane's 179 on just 22 offensive snaps. First downs, Buhler 14, Mulvane 6. Buhler 0 for 2 on 3rd down. Only 2 attempts on 3rd down in the first half. And Mulvane is 2 for 4 on 3rd down. Buhler 1 for 1 on 4th down. Mulvane 0 for 2. Penalties, Buhler has 4 for 30 yards. Mulvane just 1 for 5. And turnovers, neither team has a turnover, but Mulvane did turn the ball over in Buhler territory on downs twice. On the ground, Buhler 27 rushes as a team for 205. That's 7.6 yards per carry. Brendan Skripsick has 25 of those yards on 3 carries with 1 touchdown. Mitchell McDaniel, 14 carries, 101 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Nick Gazaway has the other 10 carries for 79 yards. That's 7.9 yards per pop for your fullback. Manny Myers for Mulvane, 4 carries for 34 yards and a touchdown. Curtis Carruthers, 9 carries for 26 yards and a touchdown. 59 yards has to be the most any team has had rushing in the first half against the Crusaders this year. Passing, Buhler, 48 yards through the air from Brendan Skripsick, 2 for 5. 1 touchdown. And that was to Quentin Pisano on a 31-yarder. Right at the end of the second quarter, Jackson Pratt had a catch for 17 yards. Cash Carson had an almost touchdown on a 17-yard play that got called back for stepping out of bounds, but no catches for Cash. Manny Myers, 5 for 8 through the air, 120 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. I'll get to more defense later. Will Hanen with his normal 6 tackles and a tackle for a loss.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Our halftime report as we get ready for the second half. It'll be Buhler kicking off. Mulvane won the toss and deferred before tonight's game. Live from Wildcat Stadium for a second round playoff action. Aaron West alongside Matt Atherton. Online at AstraRadio.com or at Astra Radio app. And streaming on Astra TV. Crusader football here on HKFM. Return will be from the 5-yard line. This is Grady Myers. And returns it up to around the 23. Buddy, I feel like this is maybe down 2 scores, an important drive to open this half for Mulvane.
Yeah, you'd sure like to put Mulvane behind the 8 ball, put them back 3 scores. Certainly, they're playing for their lives, so they're going to play all the way to the end. But it puts a lot of pressure on your offense knowing that you got to score pretty much every possession from here on out.
1st and 10 from the right side hash mark of the 23. Mulvane going left to right here to start this third quarter. Manny Myers, their quarterback, out of the gun. He'll fake to the tailback. Myers with a keep. And a fumble at the line of scrimmage. The ball is out. And I believe Brady Gotti has, unless they call Myers down, Brady Gotti has the ball in his hands.
They're talking about it.
Coach Coles thinks it's a turnover. I think they're going to say he was down.
Down by contact.
Great job that time as we see these defensive adjustments for Buhler of reading that and not letting Myers escape for some yards.
Yeah, it really will be interesting to see the differences on both sides offensively. What do they do to attack? How does Coach Coles adjust? And then how does Coach Myers adjust out of that?
Empty backfield, loss of 2 on that play. Myers steps up and throws behind the intended target. That was Grady Myers over the middle. One of the few times tonight that Manny has felt some pressure, released it early, incomplete.
Yeah, he released it early because Jax Pratt was promptly removing him from his feet. That was a nice job. Jax hit him right as he let go of the ball, and I think he was just trying to avoid taking the sack.
They're down in 12 here from the right side hash mark, just underway in the third quarter. Buhler leading 29-14.
Mulvane has not been in 3rd and long a whole lot tonight.
Receivers stacked to the left side. They'll put Myers in motion. Myers to Myers, and it goes through Grady's hands. Hot pass, couldn't handle it. Buhler doing a good job of forcing the ball out of Manny Myers' hands a little quicker than he'd like, incomplete. And I think by either team, if I go back, that's the first 3 and out we've had in the game.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, this has been a game that's been marked by offenses just rolling up and down the field, gaining yards. It'll be interesting to see how the defenses adjust. Now, of course, Mulvane's going to have to punt into the wind.
The kick will be from the 10-yard line.
It's Quentin Pisano back to take the kick. He's going to let it bounce.
Brody Clausen doing the punting. That is the first time Mulvane has punted the ball tonight. Twice in the first half they went for it and came up short on 4th down. So 11-10 to go in the third. And Buhler's going to have it right at midfield. Quentin Pisano, Jeremy Gentry has been our punt returner all year, but Pisano in there for that. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Crusaders. 2 tight ends, single receiver to the left, out of the eye. They're going to pitch it to Mitchell to the left and sheds off 1 tackler. Tight ropes the sideline. Good play by Mitchell and turning something that could have gone for no gain or a loss into a nice gain up the Buhler sideline across the 45 to the 47-yard line.
Yeah, very patient run as on that toss play. Nick was out ahead leading the charge and just had to set that block up enough to be able to eke some yardage out of it. But 2nd and short, right on schedule for Buhler.
Mike Haney, apologies, gets it to the 43. It'll be 2nd down and about 3. Here's
Good
McDaniel
block.
off the right side. Tackle has room to run at the 20, 15, 10, and drug down inside the 5-yard line. Good block on the edge, and the First National Bank first down sets up 1st and goal for the Crusaders.
Yeah, that was blocked so well. That whole right side of the line, the pulling guard and Nick, the fullback, just sealed off linebackers on that side. Mitchell was already to the second level and accelerating before he had even been touched.
This is exactly what Mulvane did not want to happen. 3 and out on their first drive, and now Buhler's threatening to score again.
Couldn't agree with you more. This is the last thing Mulvane wants.
First and goal at the 5. Out of the eye with 2 tight ends. Cash Carson is the receiver to the left side. Mitchell's going to run it to the right side and into the end zone, untouched. The senior tailback with his 3rd score with a rock tonight. 10:23 to go now in the 3rd. Touchdown, Crusaders.
Yes, very well done. Very well done. Great run, that long run by Mitchell. And of course, Mitchell's carrying the ball, but it's those guys up in front of him that allowed him to get to the second level without being touched. You just got to love what those guys are doing up front. And you can see already little halftime adjustments. Now it's going to be Mulvane's turn to adjust.
For the first time tonight, Buhler has built a 3-score lead in the game. They led twice so far by 2 scores. And this kick is no good, just past the far side upright. 10:23 to go here in quarter number 3. Buhler 35 and Mulvane 14 from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
This is Annette with Annette K-Ep Insurance. Inflation is hitting us hard, so it's a good time to review the cost and coverage of your auto and homeowners insurance. As an independent agent, I represent Goodville Mutual and several other fine companies. Stop by Annette Ep Insurance in Hutchinson at 2500 North Main, Suite E, or call 620-662-4900.
If you're getting ready to buy or sell land, start a building project, or have a property line in question, call Alpha Land Surveys. With over 30 years of experience, you can trust Alpha Land Surveys. Call 728-0012 or go to alphalandsurveys.com.
Parking lots and driveways can be expensive to install. This is Derek Fees. Let APAC Kansas Shears Division help you properly maintain these investments. Patching, crack filling, sealing, and striping are just some of the services we provide. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112.
95.9 HKFM.
250 yards rushing tonight for the Crusaders. So far, 35-14 as Jared kicks off from the 40. High kick taken at the 9, far side of the field. This is the freshman dangerous returner. Cuts it up, and the ball comes out. Fumble, and Buhler's going to fall on it.
Oh, no.
Now Mulvane has got it back. The ball bouncing around like a hot potato. It came out of the hands of Tavian Richardson, went about 10 yards upfield. A Crusader tried to fall on it. It squirted free, and then a Wildcat finally able to save a turnover at the 39.
Yeah, Jared Miller had it. I think it bounced right off the chest plate on his chest protector, weaseled away. Boy, that was almost just a catastrophic thing for Mulvane.
We have not had a turnover yet in the game tonight. 1st and 10 at the 39. Mulvane, their second possession of the third quarter. Trips left, empty backfield set. They throw over the middle. Receiver is hit immediately. Brady Gotti read it perfectly to Grady Myers, and it goes for a short gain up to the 43-yard line, a gain of 4.
And again, I really think they're using that short passing game like a run game. I don't think they're not looking to make huge gains on that. They're just trying to get little plays and stay on schedule, whether they run for it or they throw for it. I think Coach Myers is just more confident in Manny's ability to throw for it.
2nd and 6 at the 43. They're going to run here at the line of scrimmage and pay for it.
And that is why.
No gain. They do get back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
I think it was Will, wasn't it, who just came up and dropped Carruthers immediately. I mean, he took the ball and had one step, and Will was right at him.
Good adjustments by the defense so far here to start the second half. It's 3rd down and 6. Mulvane went for it twice on 4th down in the first half, 0 for 2. 9:03 to play in this third quarter.
Now, in the first half, every time they got to this situation, they rolled Manny out. They're going to roll him to the left.
Side single receiver route, and it's going to be overthrown out of bounds. Intended for Caleb Bohr, one-on-one coverage over there with Jared Miller. It's incomplete, and it's fourth down.
It's just a weird play call. They had three receivers split right and then one-on-one on the left side, but a safety help. And so I'm not really sure.
Bohr not a speedy guy.
No, not at all. He's tall, but he's not particularly fast.
And Jared Miller was right there in his pocket.
Absolutely.
And the Wildcats, for the second time in this third quarter, are going to punt it away. Quentin Pisano back, and he's just going to stay away from it. And it'll be down by a Mulvane Wildcat at the 29-yard line. So 2 3-and-outs here in this half. And Mulvane is back on their heels, down by 3 scores. The Crusaders get the ball back, 8:39 to go in the third, leading 35-14. They'll start this drive from their own 29.
And just looking at it, they have pulled Will Haanen off the offensive line. They've put Colby McCarty in at tackle. So kind of what they did last year to give Will a chance to recover a little bit.
High formation, single receivers either side. Pisano in the sweep is going to go in motion. They'll hand it off to the fullback, and nowhere for Nick Gazaway to go. You know, Coach Warner has kept the playbook very simple tonight. Probably, 80-90% of the time they've been able to line up in the eye. He's not had to use a lot else tonight, but a rare negative play. That might be their first negative play running the ball in the game.
Yeah, they actually, I don't think they even ended up negative, just back to the line of scrimmage.
Call it no gain, 0 yards. Yeah. It'll be second down and 10. So
they've been lined up in double tights a good chunk of the night. Really, I only remember a couple of times where they had a bunch formation one side or the other.
Well, they've got a bunch here. Trips right. Brendan out of the gun. Running back McDaniel to his right. They're going to hand it off to Mitchell. And gets across the 35, actually mark him down right at the 35, and a gain of 6 yards. They keep it on the ground. It'll be 3rd and 4 here at the 35. Andrew, what were we on third down in the first half? 0 for 2 on third down in the first half. It's because we didn't have to go for it very often on third down. So a 3rd and 4 here at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, when your running back is running for 8 yards on every first down, you don't find yourself in third.
High formation, Brendan under center of senior Tanner Brown. 2 tight ends, single receiver to the left side. They're going to keep it on the ground. Mitchell's got a big hole. He's gone at the 50, 40, 35, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Mitchell McDaniel with his biggest run of the night goes for 6. And a 4-score lead with 6:59 to go in the third.
Boy, he came through that hole. Their defense everybody was so close to the line of scrimmage and in the middle. And once he had that hole on the left side, no chance for anyone to catch him. What must it be like, Aaron, a thing you and I will never know? What must it be like to have the Rock be able to run that fast and see nothing but green grass in front of you?
So 65 yards. That ties his longest run of the year. About 15 yards in, I'd be puffing for air.
True story.
65 yards to the run for McDaniel. Jared Miller will bang it through. 6:59 to go here in the third. It's now Buhler 42, Mulvane 14 from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Erickson Custom Building has a great plan and a budget suited for your needs. Erickson Custom Building provides quality craftsmanship and superior customer service. Call 620-585-2816 or visit EricksonCustomBLDG.com.
If you own an ATV, boat, mower, motorcycle, or other toys, we have the non-alcohol premium fuel your engine prefers. Hi, this is Janet Dick, inviting you to stop by our locally owned Dick's Phillips 66 for all of your non-alcohol premium fuel. 4th and Stevens in Hutch.
The Hutchinson Medicine Shop, the only local drugstore in Hutchinson, welcomes you. We're a local pharmacy that has 4 pharmacists on staff and a veteran support staff to help you with your healthcare needs. The Med Shop offers free delivery and also Med Sync. We take the work out of calling in your prescriptions every month by automatically filling them for you. We contact your doctor ahead of time, allowing us to have your meds available when you need them. Check out the Hutchinson Medicine Shop today in Midtown Hutch.
95.9 HKFM.
4 touchdowns in the game for Mitchell McDaniel tonight. If you're wondering, the record for most touchdowns by a offensive player in the game is 6. And that has been done 5 times, most recently by Sam Elliott. As Jared Miller's kick is going to go out of bounds on the Mulvane side of the field inside the 10-yard line. Sam Elliott, 6 touchdowns twice in the 2020 season.
That Sam Elliott kid was pretty good, huh?
You know, he wasn't half bad.
Yeah, I guess not.
The lineage of Buhler running backs is just, it's very, very impressive. And I feel like we got 3-4 guys now. Ben being injured, of course, but we haven't seen Dylan Skripczyk, and then we saw a little bit of the freshman Landon Martinez last week. Of course, Mitchell McDaniel. I feel like any of those guys could start on a lot of football teams.
I agree.
Mulvane's going to have it 1st and 10 from their own 35. And a running play that goes nowhere. The Buhler Black Knights have adjusted well here in the second half, and Mulvane has not been able to run the football. We're going to get a loss of a yard back to the 34 here. It'll be 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, Cruz and Chase just ate that up. Nowhere for Manny Myers to go. They're going to have to throw the ball. They just, at this point, you don't have enough time to be eating up seconds on the clock on runs that don't gain you anything.
They come to the line with 10 on the play clock here. Myers is going to step up and scramble with it. He can run, but, boy, he's not going to get away from this defense.
No way.
Gets across the 35 and up to the 37, so he gains 3. It's going to be 3rd down and long from there.
Yeah, I thought it was Will. I think it was Will. As he came back to that left side, Will was just kind of sitting there waiting for him. You know, when you're a little kid and you're playing linebacker, if the flow goes the other way, they teach you to buzz your feet and just kind of wait for it to come back your way. And Buhler being disciplined to stay home there.
You know, what I think is one of the coolest aspects of this park, the train tracks are right behind the home stands.
Absolutely.
And so quite often, as it is now, trains go by. Here's a throw on 3rd down, caught far side, and stopped immediately for little if no gain.
Little bubble screen over on that left side going nowhere.
A yard to the 38. It's 4th down and 7 with 5:21 to go in the 3rd. Speaking of this Black Knight defense, former Black Knight, it's Lumpy's birthday. Lawson Schultz is 25 today.
There's a blast from the past.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good football player. Great baseball player. I mean, great football player as well.
4th down and 7 from the 38, and they'll punt it away again. Pisano comes up, tries to field it, and fumbles it. I think he's able to fall on it at the 45.
Hope it's going to be Mulvane ball.
Mulvane is going to recover on the first turnover of the night. And that is just the 2nd fumble given away by the Crusaders this year.
Back to Lumpy, wasn't it? It was his senior year. Remember, he had a little short cameo stint on the basketball team when they were racked up with some injuries.
Yes. So Mulvane recovers the fumbled punt by Pisano, and they've got the ball right back. First turnover in the game with 4:51 to go from the Buhler 45. Boy, I'm just shocked that they continue to try and establish the run here. And they get a yard across the 45, to the 44.
Yeah, whatever that was happening in the first half up front is no longer happening as the defense has adjusted to it. And those guys up front look as stout as ever right now. This is that odd formation they lined up in the first half.
So 2nd down and 9 here. They're going to pitch it to Grady Myers, and Will Hayden is having none of that.
No.
Drops him back at the 49 for a 5-yard loss, and it's going to be 3rd down and about 15.
So that play, a little misdirection, and it's coming towards Will, and Will just kept making ground up the field. By the time Myers got the ball, Will was even with the line of scrimmage, and there's just nowhere for Myers to go. And I can't imagine that they're going to run it now.
So 3rd down and 14. 2 receivers right. Now they put a receiver in motion. Trips to the right side. Myers scrambling. Fires in the middle of the field. Incomplete. Nearest receiver in the area was Cameron Hagerman. We've talked about some injuries for this Mulvane offense. Fisher Dye in our Pile Law injury report tonight. Another key member of this offense that is missing, Matt, is their tight end, Reed Hackelman, who's not out there. So they are short on bullets and incomplete there.
Yeah, absolutely. Jack Spratt made him pay, too, as he hit him right as he let go of the ball.
So they will punt again. Bassano comes up and fields this one. Across the 25 to the 32. Junior Gentry not out there tonight, and he has been
so good.
Steady Eddie all year on there is a fine art to returning punts, and it's a very important job.
It really is. Back to Hackelman, Coach Neal told me before the game that he had a shoulder injury last week. You may remember Aaron Hackelman is also their starting catcher in baseball who just tore his labrum.
Oh, wow, that's tough for him. So from their own 32, Buhler 1st and 10 with a 42-14 lead. They'll pitch it to the right side. Flag comes out by the white hat in the backfield as Mitchell McDaniel is brought down after a short gain. 3:15 to go in the 3rd. 4 penalties on Buhler tonight, just 1 on Mulvane, and that's likely a hold. Coaches like to find something to pick at. The penalties would be it so far tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to pick on much else.
So that'll drive Buhler back to the 22. It's going to be 1st down and 20. Crusader football brought to you by Allen Samuels, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, by Wade Patton Insurance, by Agri Center, Hutch Rec, and by Hutchinson Community College. Winner gets the winner of Wamego and McPherson next Friday night in round 3. Those two will play in Wamego tomorrow night at 7. Out of the eye, single receivers either side. They give to the fullback. And Gazaway has just been a bulldozer tonight. Gets across the 25 and up to the 26 in a gain of 4.
Yeah, he has been so good from the get-go tonight. And, boy, when Buhler can hand it off to either one of those guys playing out of the power eye, it just gives Coach so many options.
Assuming Buhler goes on to win this game, they would either go to Wamego or host McPherson. You'd love to have Mac again at home, but you'd also, I think these guys would like a second crack at Wamego.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll be happy to take a second crack at whoever.
Yeah. Little play action. Brendan rolling out to his left, looking for somewhere to pass. Now he just gets away from, it's picked off. Brendan just trying to heave the ball to avoid a sack. And that'll be the 2nd turnover of the game. And interception number 5 on the year for Brendan Skripczyk. And there are those times when you get rid of the ball to avoid a sack. There are other times when you just live to play another down.
Well, if you're going to throw it at that point, you've just got to throw it out of bounds. That's the thing. You've got to just chuck that thing out of bounds, get it where nobody can catch it. And of course, here's the thing. That's a good teaching moment for Coach with Brendan. Thing that may come up next week or the week after, and you want to have a chance to have worked on it.
From the Buhler 31, Mulvane after a 2nd turnover, and Myers being haunted by Cash Carson. He'll throw it out of bounds on the Buhler sideline. It'll be 2nd down and 10. So,
did you see the catch by Doc Lackey down there on the sideline?
Put me in, Coach.
I'm telling you. Like, so athletic.
So a fumbled punt and then an interception on their last 2 touches of the football, 2 turnovers here in the second half. And, boy, I can't remember another time this year when Buhler has been -2 in that category.
Yeah, I'm with you. Although to this point in the game, it hasn't really had much of an impact.
We got to 42-14, and all of a sudden we just
kind of stalled out.
Come to a standstill. Here's Myers, empty backfield set to throw on 2nd down. And his receivers are not on the same page with him right now. Overthrows Grady Myers to the far side of the 15. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, I'll tell you, they kind of ran a little rub route over on that far side. Caleb Bohr was open in the middle of the field by himself. I really think that if they were to go back to that, pump fake that ball out to Myers, Bohr may be left alone. I would not be surprised to see them go back to that and see if they can't get that same look again at some point.
It kind of depends on where he's in the check down process of the high school level.
Right.
You know, they don't check down a ton.
Right.
Trips in a bunch formation to the left. They're going to try and run Carruthers left. Gets past one Buhler defender, but won't get past another and gets dropped after a decent gain to the 22.
That's a pretty good cut inside of Will Hainan. Certainly they're going to go for it here.
I would expect him to.
4th and 1.5 maybe.
Not too many times you're going to make Will Hainan miss.
No, it was a pretty good play. It was Jacob Miller who ended up cleaning it up, but pretty good cut inside.
So it looks like 4th down and 1. Mulvane was 0 for 2 on 4th down in the first half. And Will Hainan's going to be looking for Carruthers before this game is over.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Myers is going to be out of the gun with Carruthers to his left. They'll keep 3 backs in the backfield. They pump fake. Now Myers to throw one-on-one coverage to the end zone, and the ball is incomplete.
It's a pretty good job. Pretty good job. I think that's Jared Miller. Yeah, pretty good job defensively.
On the receiver, Bohr in the end zone. It looked almost like they had simultaneous possession.
Yeah, Miller able to kind of wrestle it out of his hands. Bohr, pretty long, lengthy receiver. I think Jared's probably given him 4 inches. Really good job defensively. Stayed inside of him, got good inside leverage, and go up in the jump ball and just wrestle it away at the end.
So Buhler's going to take it back at their own 22 for the third time. Mulvane has failed to convert in this game on 4th down and give it back to the Crusaders from their own 22 with 53 seconds to go in the third, leading 42-14. Here's Mitchell McDaniel trying to bounce to the outside. I'll say this, too. Mulvane's done a pretty good job now here on these last 2 or 3 series of adjusting to the run. Mitchell McDaniel actually loses a yard back to the 21.
Yeah, but they're trying to 2 different things. Mulvane's got to score now. Buhler doesn't necessarily have to score. They just keep the ball on the ground. If they can pick up a first down or 2, that's fine. Then punt it away and then make Mulvane beat them on a bunch of plays up the field. Buhler's probably at this point content to just let the clock run out and shorten the game as much as they can.
2nd down and 11. This likely the final play of the third quarter. And they're going to hand it to the fullback. Big hole at the 40, 45, 50. Look at Gazaway go into Mulvane territory, down to the 25, the 20, and Russell down at the 15. Have yourself a night, Nick Gazaway.
He has been so impressive all night long. They run the inside trap play, and Nick almost takes it to the house.
64 yards. That is the second longest offensive play of the night, only behind McDaniel's 65-yard run in the game.
How happy do you suppose Nick is that it's the quarter break after that long run?
And a First National Bank first down gets us to the end of the third. 42-14 Crusaders. The Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
One of the most important elements of success is knowing when to expand and when to focus on strengthening what you have. At People's Bank and Trust, we've done just that over the years, ensuring that we always have a solid base to provide for our customers and our community. At People's Bank and Trust, we never promise more than we can deliver, and what we deliver is safe, sound, reliable banking that puts you first. Let us put our experience to work for you and your family. People's Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
95.9 HKFM.
Here we go to start the fourth quarter. Buhler's going to have it 1st and 10.
Nick's going to get a much-deserved breather on the sideline, and they're going to send Max Harmony into the backfield.
You know, we were bragging on Doc Lack. He was a receiver back in the 80s for the Crusaders.
I know that is the case.
Yeah.
Went on to Emporia.
So 1st and 10 from the far side hash mark of the 15-yard line. Out of the I formation, single receivers either side, Carson and Pisano. Here's McDaniel up the middle. And down to about the 11-yard line goes Mitchell. Gain of 4 on 1st down. Crusader football brought to you by Scrap Management of Hutchinson, by Ray & Sons Roofing, Alpha Land Surveys, APAC Shears, and by the Medicine Shop.
That was an excellent ad read, my friend.
Yeah, mark him down at the 11. Yeah, I do my best.
Yeah, it's great work.
They stay in the eye here. 11:30 to go in the game. This is the fullback now, Max Harmony, and he's into the end zone. Harmony for 11 and puts 6 more on the board for the Crusaders. His 4th touchdown of the year. Touchdown, Crusaders.
Boy, so good. They have run inside trap over and over and over and over, and that puts us over, Aaron, you're not going to believe this, 400 yards rushing on the evening.
Boy, that really harkens back to the mid-2000s Buhler teams where they would just gash opponents on the ground. And there is an injured Wildcat down at the 10-yard line. Second time they've had a player down tonight. Our injury timeouts brought to you by Pile Law. If you've been injured at work or in a motor vehicle accident, call Pile Law 241-9000. Tom works to get you the benefits you deserve. Not sure who that is. Harmony with the 11-yard run. 11:22 now to go here in the third. And boy, Mulvane really down players. You hate to see someone down here. Well, you can ask any sports enthusiast what fall means in Kansas, and they'll tell you football, cross country, volleyball, soccer, and much more. The best in entertainment, sportsmanship, and community involvement will unfold during the next few months, or has unfolded as we get deep into the postseason. Activities give fans the opportunity to show how much pride they have in our youth and to talk about their accomplishments. Support your school student body, faculty, and administration. We've got a injured Wildcat. And that is 3'5", Matthew?
That's what it looks like to me.
Dylan Rogers.
408 yards on the ground on 38 carries. So an average of 10, just over 10 yards a carry. And Aaron, before the game, we had a key to the game, and I said, I really feel like Mitchell's got to get up to 150 yards on the ground, and now I feel kind of silly. We should have said a little more than that.
I will tell
225 yards on the ground.
I will
tonight.
tell you the record. I mentioned those mid-2000s teams.
Yep.
2009 against Andover. Buhler had a team a game where they rushed for 590 yards.
Good golly gracious.
Man, some of those teams were so good. So good. PAT's going to be no good here as a bad snap. Carter Jones will just have to land on the ball.
Fletcher Westfall was in there to kick that extra point.
That was Jordan Oden, by the way, who is the all-time single-season record holder in rushing. He rushed for over 2,500 yards that season, and was so good. Unfortunately, went to Rose Hill. Coach hates this story. Deep in the playoffs, went to Rose Hill. His senior season got hurt in the fourth quarter with the game well in hand. And that's why very rarely will you see Coach leave his guys in anymore after they get up 3 scores because of that injury.
You hate to get somebody hurt in a game that is decided for sure.
So no PAT. It's 48-14. Buhler is well on their way to their 8th win on the season. They came into tonight 37-25 all-team in the postseason. And we mentioned this, their 45th meeting with Mulvane. Aaron West, Matt Atherton from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth. Those of you watching on @Astra TV tonight at @astraradio.com/TV. Peyton Huffman, our videographer. And here's Jared to kick off from the 40. It'll be taken at the 11 by the Wildcats. This is Grady Myers returning to the 25. I would imagine, Matt, now with 11:16 to go in the game, may start on offense. We'll see. Some guys will start subbing out.
Yeah, I would sure think so. To your point, no reason to get anybody hurt that you're going to be relying on a ton next week. That was a really, really good special teams tackle by Cruz Hirschberger on that far side of the field.
Mulvane from their own 25 now here in the fourth quarter. Just 2 scores, both in the first half. One of the first quarter, one in the second quarter. Runs by Myers and Carruthers tonight. Their only score. Myers out of the gun. They'll hand it off.
I think that was Nick that came through. Someone had him around the feet. I think Nick cleaned him up.
Carruthers forward to the 27. Like we talked about, I shocked that Coach Myers, really when the run, they came out in the second half and the run did not work, they'd never really gotten away from it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Coach Myers may just want to keep the ball on the ground to keep the clock going.
Manny out of the gun. Back to his left. Two receivers right. He'll throw right. Here's Grady. And he'll be caught and driven out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
It's really odd. Manny gets the ball into his hands and gets rid of it so fast, it's like he doesn't really even have a chance to grip it right. It may just be that we're so used to seeing right-handed quarterbacks that it looks odd to see a lefty throw the ball. But it just seems like he gets it in and out really quick, like a middle infielder almost trying to make the turn. In and out fast.
Out of the gun on the 3rd and 4. They'll release the running back. Myers is going to run it, has some room up the middle, and gets to the 36, and that'll move the chains, be enough for a first down, a 5-yard run by Manny Myers. Our Happy Egg Company, excellent play of the game tonight, buddy. How do you feel about that 64-yard run by Nick Gazaway?
I feel real good about it.
It's our Happy Egg Company, excellent play of the game. Visit happyeggfarms.com to learn how you can help feed America.
I feel real good about it.
That was nice.
No kidding.
Is Gaz still out there at linebacker? He
is.
Yeah. Here's a Myers throw, high, incomplete. We have been so close. I feel like at some point we're going to pick one off.
Yeah.
Second down and 10.
He has thrown an awful lot tonight. We still haven't quite gotten one, but I think it's probably just a matter of time.
Come really close a couple of times. Brady Gotti's had his hand on a couple of different balls with a chance. Buhler's defense came in with 13 interceptions. Myers out of the gun. Carruthers on the ground.
Just nothing
is
there.
Met at the line of scrimmage and driven back. No gain at the 36. It'll be third down.
Nick was in on that. A whole host of guys in on that. There's just nothing there in the middle. It was there in the first half, Aaron. It was. Mulvane did a really good job of scheming guys into open spots, but watching video at halftime, Coach Coles has made some adjustments, and what was there is there no longer.
So third down and 12, 9:02 to go, clock running in the game, 48-14 Buhler. Myers out of the gun, running back to his left. Myers is going to run left and be met right on the edge by Will Hanen. Hanen drops him back behind the 35 and the 34. Will Hanen, in his senior season, came into tonight with 309 tackles. That is 4th in school history. I think he needed somewhere in the neighborhood about 30 more, which is doable if they keep playing to catch Jed Burkhart for 3rd.
That's a really cool thing. Lots of these guys won't know who that is, but Jed was a fantastic linebacker and sure packed a punch when he hit.
So Mulvane will punt it away again. Brody Clausen doing the punting here. It's going to be taken by Posado, still on his feet across the 30 and up to the 32-yard line. Burkhart, of course, later became a walk-on at K-State. See what Coach does here offensively if he starts to rotate some new guys in.
That's still starting offensive line.
Asher Zachary is going to come in here at quarterback, Matt.
Yep.
They'll start this drive from their own 32. We have some different guys in the backfield, too. It's Carter Jones now at Harmony's now at fullback. There's a little juke move on the right side at the 40-45. This is Martinez, still on his feet at the 30. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown for the freshman. 7:50 to go in the game, and Landon Martinez. What a run.
No doubt. Little inside-out juke move, and he was gone.
Wow.
He's here. He gone.
68 yards, longest play from scrimmage tonight. And Landon Martinez, little shake and bake.
No doubt.
What was that you said about Mitchell having wiggle?
Yeah, wiggle. You want running backs with a little bit of wiggle.
Wow. Landon Martinez with his first career score as a Crusader. He came into the game last week as the PAT is up and good.
Fletcher Westfall knocks through the PAT.
Martinez last week had 65 yards on 12 carries. He had 68 on one there. And it's 55-14. 7:40 to go in the game for the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
We're making more than just sweets at the Bakery House and Catering Company. Boxed lunches for local businesses, full-service catering for banquets and weddings, and freezer meals for family dinner. Come see us at the Bakery House, just 1 block east of 30th and Plum in Hutchinson.
Trust Service Plus Electrical for all of your electrical projects. They provide personalized options and upfront pricing. Check them out at servicepluselectrical.com. Service Plus Electrical. Rest easy. Rewire.
95.9 HKFM.
476 on the total yardage now for the Crusaders after that 68-yard Martinez run, 55-14. And that is the second most, tied for the second most points that Buhler has scored in a game this year. A clinic put on by this offense tonight. And Mulvane's going to return this. Boy, good return. They've had some good returns.
They have.
Across the 30, near the 34s where the return man's going to be brought down.
Yeah, they've had some good returns for sure. Still a lot of those starters out on defense still.
That is the 8th most rushing yards in school history. Told you 590 is the record. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different times. Buhler has been over 500 yards rushing twice in the 2009 season. Mulvane 7:42 to go in the game from their own 34, 1st and 10. This is Myers out of the gun, 2 backs in the backfield. And Carruthers is going to run straight ahead and get up to the 39-yard line. Most of the starters, in fact, I think all of them are still out there on defense.
I know they are. There looks like, I think that's Jackson Rumbaugh checking into the game. It is at linebacker, outside linebacker, as Will Haynen will come out.
And I think at some of this, as we get later into the year, we're going to get into these games where they're not going to be able to come out of the game. And so certainly making sure that they are
ready to go full game.
Yeah,
I would certainly imagine, of course, don't want to guess, but I would certainly imagine this will probably be the last weekend that.
2nd down and 5, high snap out of the gun. They'll hand it off. Left side run and nothing
there.
Stopped at the 40.
There's Lane Burkhart checking in.
Cody
Jones
also
and
in the game.
Noah Hayes also checks in.
Logan Snyder also.
Snyder, that's right.
Into the game at one defensive end. The defensive line, Harmony. Snyder is up there on the D-line, as is Lane Burkhart. Let's see who the other tackle is. It's 3rd down and 4, and a flag out before the snap.
Going to be a false start against Mulvane.
Cody Jones is the other D tackle in there. Still some of the key guys in there in the secondary. Pisano, Gotti, Jared Miller.
Tucker Slatter just checked in as Nick Gazaway came out. Nick deserves a break.
So that pushes him back to the 35. Mulvane penalty of the night. It's 3rd down and 9. Myers rolling out to his left all the way to the boundary. Throws, finds a man. It is complete at the Buhler 45, and then after the catch, brought down Pisano for Mulvane. First catch of the night for Tanner Hargrove. got himself in space and into Buhler territory at the 45-yard line with 5:48 to go. Mulvane's 2 touchdowns came early in the game, and Buhler has since put on a running clinic. 1st and 10 at the 45. Myers out of the gun. Run up the middle for about 5 and then driven back is Curtis Carruthers. Well, the Wildcats certainly a rebounding season. They had back-to-back losing seasons the last 2 years, went 4 and 15. Last year they started 3-0, but then lost 6 in a row. And this year, after that loss to open the season to Buhler, won 6 straight, and they came into this game at 7-2, 2nd and 5 from the Buhler 40.
Got a lot of young, talented players on this roster.
Myers out of the gun, and a flag out at the snap.
I think that's going to be an offsides penalty on the Crusaders. No, I was wrong. False start.
Well, Grady Myers came in motion. Went one way and then the other. There's a lot of movement on that play.
I thought I saw a black helmet jump across, but
that'll be Mulvane's 3rd penalty in the game. It'll drive him back across, or back to the 45. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Crusader football brought to you by the Bakery House, Blue Stem Pace, by Service Plus Electrical, Glens Bulk Food Shop, and Gospel Bookstore, and by Prairie Star Health Center. There's Myers on a keeper and finds a hole left side 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, and scampers into the end zone for a Mulvane touchdown.
That was a busted play. Took off to the right, kind of a fake pitch. There was nothing there, and came back across the grain, able to take that one to the house. And while his season is going to end tonight, kind of a little bit of an encouraging thing for Manny as he looks forward to next football season and starts getting ready for basketball.
Talked about this earlier. 3 rushing touchdowns for Mulvane tonight. In the previous 9 games, Buhler had allowed 3 rushing touchdowns. There's Gunnar Uhrig on for the PAT from the 10-yard line. Wamego or McPherson next Friday. Those two will play tomorrow night in Wamego. The Red Raiders and the Bullpups.
You going to go sit in the rain, watch that one tomorrow night?
I am, in fact, not going to do that. That kick was low, and it just got over the crossbar, and it's good. 4:26 to go in the game. 55-21 from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Krupp Lumber in Heston has been serving as the Marvin window and door dealer for many years. I'm Jared, and there's a reason why I only put Marvin windows in my parents' home. Marvin windows have thick, extruded, Krynar painted aluminum that will stand up to any hailstorm. At Krupp Lumber in Heston, you will find more Marvin windows and doors on display with French sliding bifold and patio doors. You will be amazed. I invite you to come see for yourself. Krupp Lumber, service is our specialty.
95.9 HKFM.
Full night of football tomorrow night of the Ad Astra Sports Network, part of our Hutch CC Road to a Championship, presented by Next Tech Wireless. You can find schedules and live streaming on our broadcast booth page at adastraradio.com or on the free Ad Astra Radio app. We will have that Wamego McPherson game on our app tomorrow night. And the Wildcats will now kick off. It's going to be taken at the 10-yard line. Return to the 20. This is Carter Jones. And up to about the 25.
I think we're going to send the JV offense in now.
4:18 to go in the game.
Try to get these names in to you. Looks like we're going to have Levi Gardner will check in. Noah Hayes, I see Noah out there. Zach Schweitzer.
Asher Zachary, Matt is going to stay in at quarterback.
Tucker Schlatter, Asa Atherton. Oh, my. I'm trying to see who else.
McCade Zachary is in at
receiver.
And that's good to see. He was injured for a good chunk
of the year.
Yeah.
Right.
This is still Martinez at tailback.
Yeah, I think it is.
Far side run to the 35-yard line.
Noah Hayes in at fullback.
And they've not been running Skripsic as much at tailback because he's been playing a lot in the second.
Yeah, he's been on defense. Lane Burkhart's going to check in.
Dylan Skripsic. They've been trying to kind of give Mitchell McDaniel some rest and not have to play two ways so much.
Looks like Max Harmony may be in at fullback now.
2nd and 1. Martinez had a gain of 9. 3:42 to go in the game. Asher's going to keep it, and he's got daylight.
Oh, he is gone.
Might go to the house. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Crusaders. Asher Zachary with a touchdown, rushing his 2nd of the year.
My, oh my.
65 yards and another touchdown. And in the words of the late, great Harry Carey, holy cow. 460. Well, you can do that math, man.
Yeah, we're going to be over 500 yards on the ground.
Unbelievable.
Tonight. We have a little bit of an adjustment here on the line. I think we've got some JV extra point team in now.
65-yard touchdown run by Asher Zachary. Remember, as we kick the PA2 through, this is Westfall again. It's good. 3:27 to go in the game now. 61-21. That is second most points. Peter has scored behind the 68 they scored at El Dorado this year. Crusader football to the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Blue Stem PACE, with locations in McPherson and Hutchinson, is taking referrals now. At Blue Stem PACE, a program of all-inclusive care for the elderly, people age 55 and better with complex medical issues can take advantage of services to better manage medical issues and have opportunities for social activities, prepared meals, and more. Don't face your health challenges alone. Blue Stem PACE is ready to help seniors live well at home. Learn more by calling 844-588-7223 or go to www.bluestempace.org.
95.9 HKFM.
They are now at 550 yards rushing are the Crusaders tonight in a 62-21 game. That is the fourth most in school history. The record again set in 2019 on September the 4th was 590. Mitchell McDaniel has 4 of those touchdowns rushing tonight. Brendan Skripsic has rushed for 1, thrown for 1 to Pisano. And in the second half, touchdowns by Harmony, Martinez, and Zachary. Fletcher Westfall now doing the kicking. And this is Grady Myers returning to the 30, 35, 40, now to midfield and gets driven out of bounds with 3:19 to go in the game. Myers is talented enough against some of these young guys. Mulvane could get back into the end zone here, and Buhler could get the ball back.
Yeah, well, if Buhler gets the ball back, my understanding is only 40 yards away from setting the all-time record for rushing yards by a Crusader football team at 550 yards.
Grady Myers went out at the Buhler 48, so Mulvane still 3:19 to go in the game. Is going to have good field position here. Myers out of the gun, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Flag out at the snap. This is Carruthers. This is coming back. Most likely somebody jumped. Side judge made that call, and it's going to be a false start.
That was an easy one for us to see. That flag went right up in front of our faces.
4th penalty tonight on Mulvane.
Well, buddy, I'm afraid it gets a little trickier from here on in the playoffs.
Well, you would expect that. I will say this. Beat McPherson 2 weeks ago, 28-21. And we were in control of the Wamego game until that delay of game call
Correct.
It kind of unraveled things. There's a handoff to Carruthers coming to the left side. And gets back across 50 to the 49. He gets 4 of the 5 penalty yards back. It'll be second down and 11. And not just did they have the delay of game, but it was 2 or 3 consecutive penalties.
3 consecutive penalties, a delay of game, and 2 false starts.
And that just really unraveled things. And Wamego came down, scored after that, and took control of the game. Yep. But I don't feel like that's an unsurmountable hill.
No, I don't either.
Second and 11, 2:11 to go in the game. Myers out of the gun, Carruthers on the ground. Mulvane, I think they're just content now to run and try and burn as much clock as possible. Across the 45.
Connor Vaneski's going to check into the game here.
Gain of 6 to the 43. It's going to be third down for Mulvane. Well, we'll know about this time tomorrow night who our opponent will be and where that game will be played. That's assuming that the weather doesn't
postpone it,
wreak havoc tomorrow.
Game is at Wamego, so while we're expecting
a timeout here by Mulvane,
rotten day down by where we are, Wamego quite a ways north.
Got a couple of big scores for you in our Buhler Dental Care scoreboard. My alma mater,
the Crusaders.
Wellington beats Capon tonight. Comes from behind. I don't have a final score. I saw maybe 21-19. Is that the final? Somebody. But it looks like Wellington has won the game. We'll get you the official final score. Andover Central at the end of the third was leading Winfield 35-7. And in 5A, end of 3, Hutch High beating Liberal tonight 26-7. But what a
huge win. Yeah, that Wellington team is
dangerous.
Is nasty, yeah.
So it looks like the other quarterfinal game.
Shane Schroeder in the game. I believe I saw Blake Morn check into the game. I did.
Looks like the other quarterfinal game next week will be Wellington Andover Central. Boy, good stop on third down and driven back.
What a good play.
Mulvane keeping the ball on the ground with Tavian Richardson. And Richardson is tackled at the 39-yard line. Checked at the 41. It's a gain of 2.
It's a good tackle by Noah Hayes.
I imagine they'll go for it here on fourth down.
I don't know why you wouldn't.
Minute 5 to go in the game.
I would imagine
fourth at about 4.
If Buhler gets the ball back, they'll take a knee anyways.
So we'll set 3 of the final 4 teams in the western side of the bracket after tonight. Richardson, the freshman, is going to keep it. And close to a first down. We'll see where they spot the ball with 46 ticks left on the clock. Needed 4, got 5. It's going to be first and 10 up at the 37. I'm just guessing Mulvane has rushed tonight for more yards than any other team we've played this year. Most rushing yards was 90 by El Dorado back in week 6. First and 10 here at the 37. High snap taken by the quarterback. This is Grady Myers on the ground. This might be the last play of the game. He runs for about 10. They'll stop the chains briefly to move the sticks up at the 27. Down to 15 seconds left to go in the game.
They're going to try to punch one in here.
62-21. Mulvane's season will end at 7-3. I'll hand it off one more time. Good. Oh,
Noah Hayes had him.
Hayes had him. He broke out of a tackle. Tough run by Richardson, but stood up for a loss of 3, and that'll be the final play of the game. Mulvane looked salty early. They had some punch in the first quarter.
Indeed.
Into the second. And hung with the Crusaders for about a quarter and a half. But boy, just too much by that powerful running game tonight. And again, buddy, so much of it just in between the tackles.
Yeah, it really wasn't a lot of fancy stuff, and so much of it was done, especially in the second quarter. and late first half by Nick Gazaway. Just that inside trap play over and over and over and over again, and it changed up blocking a couple times on it, but it really was just efficient running in between the tackles. Over and over, they were very, very good.
62-21 is the final. Mulvane will finish their season at 7-3. It's the 26th win all time against the Wildcats for Buhler. And the Crusaders now lead in their 6th playoff meeting. They lead the playoff series all time 5-1. Buhler 8-2 as they move on to the playoffs. And this is the 11th time in 17 seasons that they've won at least 8 games going back to 2008. 62-21 is the final of this chilly November Friday in the postseason. And our Crusader Locker Room show coming up. We'll get to post-game comments from Coach. We'll name our player of the game, and Andrew will have final stats. That's all coming up here from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Coverage of Crusader football continues next with the Crusader Locker Room Show. On the way, Aaron and Chris recap tonight's game, and we'll hear the post-game thoughts of head coach Steve Warner. Your home for the Buhler Crusaders is 95.9 HKFM.
1 in 8 children live in households with at least one parent who has a substance use disorder. 1 in 10 children live in a household with at least one parent who has an alcohol use disorder. Rise Up Reno Prevention Network has programs in place to help kids build resilience. You can help too. Become a mentor in our Reno County schools, join our Rise Up Reno Coalition, or become a volunteer. Our kids are the most valuable asset we have. You can make a difference. Visit riseupreno.org to find out more. Rise Up Reno.
Ocelots, eagles, and otters, oh my! Come see all the animals at the Hutchinson Zoo. Ride the train, visit the gift shop, or even host a birthday party. The Hutchinson Zoo creates experiences for children and families to learn, engage, and conserve the natural world. Plan your visit today by checking out hutchinsonzoo.org and follow Hutchinson Zoo on social media, located in Cary Park.
Looking for something to do? Check out the Hutchinson Zoo.
Are you done with punching the clock or constant work travel? Do you have 15 or more acres? Find freedom by joining America's #1 free-range egg brand, Happy Egg. Happy Egg is looking for growers to raise happy hens. Happy Egg offers startup and new flock cost support and yield-based compensation. Work from home. Work for yourself. Feed America. Visit happyeggfarms.com today for more information. Happy Egg is a proud supporter of Reno County Athletics.
The Anchor Inn and Anchor Away have been serving authentic Mexican food to Hutchinson and surrounding communities for over 35 years. Treat friends and family to the Anchor's legendary dishes in their large banquet room, famous buffet, and relaxed atmosphere. Open Monday through Saturday. For the same great food with the convenience of a drive-thru, visit Anchor Away at B and Adams. Like Anchor Inn and Anchor Away on Facebook for specials. Anchor Inn and Anchor Away, authentically delicious in downtown Hutchinson.
Crusader football on HKFM.
62-21 is the final. We believe 550 yards on the ground tonight. 4 different players rushed for 60 or more. And, boy, it seemed like there in the second half, I think Mulvane just kind of
ran out of gas.
And mentally you get so far behind, it's hard to come with that same intensity.
Yeah, for sure. And when teams, it's one thing if teams are throwing it around the yard or using trickeration, but when they're just lining up literally in the eye where you know what they're going to do, they're going to run it at you, and you just can't stop it.
It seemed like they're in the fourth quarter, every run was a 60.
Yeah, it really just
wow.
There's a lot of very short offensive possessions, and it's one of those things where we talked about during the game. You expect next week gets a little different, but tonight, boy, you're just going to enjoy.
Oh, absolutely.
The fact that and obviously we want to celebrate those kids that are running the ball, but how about those guys up front that are doing all the blocking? I mean, it was an easy night to be a Buhler runner.
Yeah, 9 touchdowns by 6 different players tonight. Mitchell McDaniel had 4 of those in the first half. 4 touchdowns in the first half, 5 in the second half. And, again, those last 2. Landon Martinez, the freshman tailback, juking his way to a 68-yard run. And then nothing flashy or fancy about what Asher Zachary did. He just he came around the right side.
It was just a little.
And he had nothing but open turf in front of him.
And
he went for 65.
I'm imagining, because obviously never what I had to do. But you start running and you just think, don't drop the ball, don't drop the ball.
Right?
Because the only way he wasn't getting to the house, and you could tell from by the time he get the 50-yard line, the only way he wasn't taking it to the house was if he tripped, dropped the ball.
And I shouldn't say nothing flashy. It's not like what he did wasn't impressive.
No,
it just.
But there's just nobody there. I mean, it was blocked well. The play action fake was great.
I feel like not very often as a quarterback do you expect to come around the end and have nobody in front of you.
For sure.
Fun stuff tonight.
I mean, Aaron, he was so open. I think there's a chance that you could have even taken it for like 20 yards.
And then I would have tripped over the old turf monster.
Yeah.
Planted, fumbled the ball.
Yeah.
Manny Myers picks it up and goes the other way.
Something like that.
It was fun to watch the offense tonight. The other thing that really impressed me in the game is we talked about Mulvane came out with ready to play. And they had some good stuff in there on offense. They scored a couple of touchdowns early. But you could just see after halftime, Coach Cole's defense, they came out and they were in a different mindset. They'd made some adjustments. And those plays that worked in the first half suddenly weren't there for Mulvane in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, a little adjustment. The benefit, right, of coaching high school today is they're all looking at film during the game. So, they go in, they look at what Mulvane's doing, what they're doing, how have they changed their blocking schemes up front. They make the adjustment on it, and then you could see when the second half started, Mulvane gets the ball first, and it was just like, this is going to be a different thing from here on. Kudos to Coach Coles, kudos to those guys who are up on top of our booth tonight, up in the wind, trying to watch and see what's happening and diagramming stuff. And those guys did a good job. The kids made good adjustments, and the Buhler defense was what we thought it was, really dominant in the second half.
So Buhler will move on to the quarterfinals next Friday. Again, they'll either get to Wamego or McPherson. That game will be played tomorrow night in Wamego, so we can we'll wait 24 hours to find out who we get to play next week. We'll have our player of the game coming up and some final stats. Right now, Coach Warner joins us for his post-game thoughts. Coach, first of all, congratulations on the win. I thought, your offense just dominated the line of scrimmage tonight, and we have you unofficially for 550 yards rushing.
Oh, that sounds outstanding. Our offensive line was physical, and we got after it. I loved it. Defense kind of struggled and hasn't struggled very many times this year. And we struggled a little bit early, and then, of course, they got things figured out. But, wow, hats off to our offensive line. Mitchell running hard, Nick running hard. Our offense was just a machine tonight. And passing game wasn't perfect, but we did throw a touchdown pass that got called back. So happy with that. I'm happy with the entire effort and very happy that we're playing next week, and there's only 8 teams left.
Yeah, probably running the ball just as well as you have all year. Man, that inside handoff to Nick Gazaway just worked time after time after time.
It did, and, Max even came in and got the score on one. Kids blocked it well. And, when we run the tailback as much as we do, and we run counters with our tailback and getting that fullback through, and we're blocking the trap better than we've blocked it since I've been here. So I'm very proud of our offensive line and the things that they're doing for us up front. Just outstanding.
I'm just telling you right now, Coach, that little freshman, Martinez, you're going to have to find a way next year to get him some touches. Wow.
I think you're right. He's going to have to find a way. He's outstandanding. Wow, he ran that play that he ran. And you probably won't believe this, but he's never run that play before at the freshman level. So I was telling him what to do. It looks a lot like everything that we do, but we block everything different. So I told when you're going to hear this in a huddle, you're going to go wider than what you do on 44 lead. And it's called 46G for us. And obviously he figured it out really fast.
Yeah, and took it 60-plus yards. You mentioned your defense. I thought Mulvane came out with a good offensive game plan, moved the ball well early. But after some adjustments, boy, the defense really did a nice job of kind of then taking some of those things away, particularly in the third quarter.
Well, they really did. They came out with a great scheme, and then I thought we made great adjustments, and our kids we made an adjustment one time, and it ended up hurting us because the kids got confused with it. Because when you try to make adjustments sometimes, you feel like it's perfect, but then when the kids got confused, then we took it away at halftime, and we came back, and that helped us a lot too. So hats off to our defense. Really, our varsity defense gave up 14 points, and that's not bad at this time of year in the playoffs.
Well, a huge win for your team, and most importantly, it means you're still playing. Kind of an unusual scenario now where you get to sit around for 24 hours and wait to find out who you'll play.
Yep, and it doesn't matter. Of course, I'd love to be at home, but it doesn't matter to me one way or the other. Let's just go play. We know that we can beat them both. We know they're both good football teams. And it is unusual, but I'm really happy that we played on Thursday night with the lightning and everything. I did not want to come back on Saturday. That would be, awful because we've done that before. And it just, number one, with the winning team, would lose out on a day of preparation for the next round. And the forecast does not look good for tomorrow night around here. So yeah. I'm glad that the athletic director's got that taken care of for us.
And, Coach, I know you'll want to know this because I'm your favorite Crusader. But Wellington did beat Capon tonight, 20-19.
Holy cow! What a game!
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Well,
so
very good for you and your Wellington, your second team, the Wellington Crusaders.
Coach loves to pick on me. That's what it's all. That's what it boils down to. Coach,
that is right.
Proud of your kids. Congratulations and enjoy the win. We'll talk to you Monday night.
Thank you.
That's Coach Steve Warner. Pretty happy with the way his kids played, and I think most happy. So folks that don't know much about Coach's background, he was an offensive lineman at Hutch High and then went on to play lineman at Hutch JUCO. So he pays an extra amount of attention to what the offensive line does, and super happy with those guys tonight.
Yeah, I think you can hear it in what he said. I thought what he said was very interesting when he said, we're blocking inside trap better than we've ever done it since I've been here. We could see it tonight. That trap play was developing so fast up front. Nick would have the ball. That inside trap block would happen, and he was already to the linebacker just in a split second. And even if you know it's coming, it's hard to adjust to it when it's happening that fast. Kudos to those guys up front. Brendan, really good, solid footwork, being disciplined at holding onto the ball. And, of course, Nick was absolutely just a tank tonight, carrying Wildcats with him every run.
And let me just say, too, because I think it says a lot to the ability. Two of those guys in the interior of the line are sophomores, and so that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and obviously Will has slid into that starting offensive line, but even when they pulled Will to give him a spell, they put a third sophomore in at tackle. Mm-hmm. So, early on in the second half, you had three sophomores on that starting offensive line. That's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Buhler wins it tonight. We'll come back, get you some final stats, and our player of the game right after this.
Coming up, more of the Crusader Locker Room Show is next. Stay tuned as we name tonight's play and player of the game. The Buhler Crusaders play on 95.9 HKFM.
Ocelots, eagles, and otters, oh my! Come see all the animals at the Hutchinson Zoo. Ride the train, visit the gift shop, or even host a birthday party. The Hutchinson Zoo creates experiences for children and families to learn, engage, and conserve the natural world. Plan your visit today by checking out hutchinsonzoo.org and follow Hutchinson Zoo on social media, located in Cary Park.
Looking for something to do? Check out the Hutchinson Zoo.
Sunflower Electric Supply in Hutchinson has been a family-owned and operated business since 1950 and a fourth-generation company. In today's world, that's unheard of. Keep your dollars in your community and choose us over the national chains. We have a large selection of Milwaukee, Klein, and Greenlee hand and power tools in stock. Our knowledgeable staff has years of electrical experience, unlike what you'll find at the big stores, someone just filling in from the lawn and garden department. Visit us in Hutchinson, Great Bend, or Liberal today.
Have a smile you want. Come and see us today. Dr. J. Stuckey, Hutchinson Family Dental.
Hi, I'm Dr. J. Come see me today at Hutchinson Family Dental.
Are you building a house?
A swimming pool?
Are your lights flickering?
Call Schmidt Electric.
That's Schmidt Electric. 620-960-6755. Schmidt Electric will take care of all your electrical needs.
Got Spock?
At Midway Motors, we are here for you for every mile of life. Whether you're shopping for a new or used vehicle or selling one, Midway Motors will buy your vehicle even if you're not in the market to buy one of ours. Just stop by one of our 5 locations and one of our appraisers will evaluate your vehicle and you can leave with a check the same day. It's fast and easy. Visit MidwayMotors.com for more information. Midway Motors, for every mile of life.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Our coverage tonight brought to you in part by Anchor and by H&R Block. Sunflower Electric Supply by Midway Motors and by Pleasant Hills. Let's get to our Wifco Steel Products Man of Steel tonight. Wifco Steel Products, the expert in steel fabrication. This Crusader running back, his previous high in a game was 27 yards. He rushed for 143 yards tonight. He also had 11 tackles, 3 for loss at middle linebacker. His dad likes to say there's a right way and then there's a Gazaway.
That's right.
Have yourself a night, Nick Gazaway.
No, he was so impressive. And, Aaron, I know we say these kinds of things a lot. It's really fun to root for kids that are great kids. And so really huge congratulations to Nick on what was just a fantastic evening.
Absolutely. Let me say this, too. It's been a while since his mom, Mrs. Gazaway, has brought us cookies. I could go for a Mrs. Gazaway cookie right now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Rona.
Just
calling her out.
little note for next week. Great job tonight by Nick. Great job by that offensive line. Just a great team win. Some other scores. See if I can get to this. If I can get to the right screen in our Buhler Dental Care scoreboard, we mentioned Wellington beat Andover Central in the West. Beat Capon, yeah. 20-19. Andover Central won their game over Winfield. Don't have a final yet. Last I say they won, we believe they won. They were leading 35-7 in the fourth quarter. And then Hutch was leading Liberal 26-7. That game was also in the fourth quarter. One final we do have tonight in 8-man Division II. And that is Central Christian 48 and Logan Palco 6. We have 10 games for you spread across the Ad Astra Sports Network tonight. Tomorrow night is part of our Hutch CC Road to a Championship, presented by Next Tech Wireless. And you can find schedules and live streaming on our broadcast booth page at adastraradio.com. Our final segment, back with final stats after this on HKFM.
Your home for the Buhler Crusaders is 95.9 HKFM. Stream Crusader football on your phone or tablet with the Ad Astra radio app. 95.9 HKFM. The Buhler Crusaders play here.
Hi, I'm Ryan Page with First Bank Kansas. We go beyond banking to support rural communities and agriculture. Our ag lending team has hands-on experience in farm operations, giving us the insight to serve the needs of your operation. At First Bank Kansas, we look for ways to say yes. Whether it's lines of credit, machinery financing, or investments in livestock or farm real estate, we've got you covered. We're more than a bank. We're your partner in agriculture. Our loans are tailored for your farming and ranching needs. At First Bank Kansas, we know ag. To learn more, visit fbkag.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you looking for a place that provides excellent care for you or a loved one? Pleasant Hills of Hutchinson is a beautiful Home Plus that provides all levels of care. With the Home Plus, you get more individualized care with the comforts of home. The private bedrooms and bathrooms are large and include walk-in closets and showers. In addition, there are many shared common spaces, and the outdoor patios are great for viewing wildlife. Go to pleasant-hills.com to discover the Home Plus Advantage or call for a tour today.
1947. It was the year the McKenzie Paint and Body Shop opened for business. That's over 70 years they've been serving the Mid-Kansas area with quality workmanship, excellent refinishing, paint, and restoration. McKenzie Paint and Body Shop specializes in foreign and domestic vehicles. Insurance claims are welcome, and 24-hour towing and recovery service is available. At McKenzie Paint and Body Shop, they take the dents out of accidents. Just over the bridge at 45 Kansas Avenue in South Hutchinson.
Struggling to catch your breath? Whether it's asthma, COPD, or pulmonary dysfunction, Hutchinson Pulmonology Associates are here to help you breathe easier and live life to the fullest. Don't let breathing problems hold you back. With expert care and personalized treatment, we're here for you every breath of the way. Visit hutchregional.com or call 620-513-4800 today. Breathe better, feel better with Hutchinson Regional.
Crusader football on HKFM.
And back here one final time from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth. Crusader football brought to you in part by Hutchinson Regional Medical Center, by Stang Plumbing and Design, Schmidt Electric, by Erickson Custom Building, and by Hutchinson Family Dental. I'd like to thank all of our fine sponsors all season long for helping us to bring coverage of Crusader football, and hoping for, 3 more games. The third would be the state title game, and the Saturday after Thanksgiving. That would be fun. Andrew, final stats. Some big numbers.
Yeah, we had a lot of different things that I was looking at for big numbers here. I think scored at least 2 touchdowns in every quarter. It's ended up with 62. I thought it was going to be high scoring. I did not see 62 on my radar here for this game, but that is your final 62-21. 598 total offensive yards for the Crusaders on 47 snaps. That tops Mulvane's 372 on 54 snaps. Buhler, 18 first downs, Mulvane, 11. The Crusaders, this is a small number, but it's impressive just as much. Only 3 third down attempts the whole game. 0 for 3. And Mulvane 4 for 13 on third down. Buhler 1 for 1 on fourth down. Mulvane 1 for 4. Crusaders 6 penalties for 55 yards, and Mulvane 3 for 15. The Crusaders also turned the ball over twice. Mulvane did not, but had 3 turnovers on downs. On the ground for Buhler, 550 rushing yards on 41 carries as a team. That's 13.4 yards per carry. Every Crusader had at least 7 yards per carry today. Brennan Skripsic, 4 for 29 with 1 touchdown. 7.25 yards per carry for him. Mitchell McDaniel, 21 carries for 225 and 4 touchdowns. That's 10.71 yards per carry for Mitchell. Asher Zachary, 1 carry for 65. That was a touchdown. Nick Gazaway, your player of the game, 12 carries for 143. No touchdowns, but 11.9 yards per carry for the fullback. Max Harmony, 1 carry for 11 yards and a touchdown. And Landon Martinez, the freshman, 2 carries, 77 yards, 68-yard touchdown. That's 38.5 yards per carry. We had a 60-plus yard run by 4 different dudes for Buhler. Mitchell McDaniel, Asher Zachary, Nick Gazaway, and Landon Martinez. I don't remember any game at any level where you had 4 different players have a 60-yard run. That is unreal.
Normally you're doing good if you have 1 in a game by 1 person.
Yeah, if you had 4 guys get a 20-yard run, it'd be impressive. So for Mulvane, 35 rushes for 227 as a team. 9 of those were from Manny Myers. He had 90 yards and 2 touchdowns. Grady Myers, just 2 carries for -6 yards and a 62 on the ground for Curtis Carruthers with 1 touchdown. And then Buhler through the air. Not a whole lot of attempts, just 2 for 6 for Brennan Skripsik. Took care of the ball except for that 1 interception. He also had a touchdown and 48 yards through the air. Quentin Pisano was the recipient on that touchdown. That was a 31-yarder, and Jackson Pratt had a catch for 17 yards. Through the air for the Wildcats, Manny Myers, 8 for 19, 145 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Caleb Bohr was their leading receiver in terms of catches, 4 for 45. Curtis Carruthers also had a catch for 64 yards. Grady Myers had 2 catches for just 16 yards, but he was all over the place on defense, had both of Mulvane's turnovers. He had a fumble recovery and an interception. And then defensively for the Crusaders, Will Haynen, 13 tackles. Just another day in the park for him. 2 of those were for a loss. Nick Gazaway, 11 tackles, 3 for a loss. Cruz Hirschberger had 1 of his 5 tackles go for a loss. Jacob Miller also had 6 tackles and a blocked extra point kick. Let's see. Brady Gotti had 2 pass breakups and 3 tackles. And Jared Miller had a pass breakup and 3 tackles. Also, Max Harmony, 2 tackles. He had the forced fumble that we almost recovered. That was Jared that almost recovered that, but that was Max. I saw that on the replay. They got the forced fumble there. Jackson Pratt, his normal stuff, 3 tackles, 1 for a loss, a quarterback hurry. Chase Gentry in on 2 tackles for a loss. He had 3 total. And then a whole bunch of other guys on defense in the second half got in from that JV squad, so that was good to see. Logan Turner had a tackle. Tucker Slaughter had a couple tackles. Just an overall great day for the Crusaders. 62-21. 4 different guys with that 62 is unreal. I mean, there's a lot of unreal stats on the ground for us, but
I will say this, Mulvane, give them some credit. They rushed for 227 tonight.
Yeah.
9 games before this, the 9 teams previously combined for 235 yards rushing. So Mulvane did some things tonight.
They did. They got a strong group. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, buddy, thank you. Thanks to all of you for tuning in, and look forward to our Crusader Coaches Show. Will be live from Taco John's Monday night into 6:30 to talk Crusader football with Coach Steve Warner. And then we'll join you next Friday night in the quarterfinals against either Mulvane or make that McPherson or Wamego. And, again, those 2 teams match up in Wamego tomorrow night. And you can hear the call of that game on our Ad Astra Sports Network. Download the free Ad Astra Radio app, part of our Hutch CC Road to a Championship, presented by Next Tech Wireless. Hope all of you have a pleasant good evening. For Matt Atherton, Andrew Epp, and our videographer, Peyton Huffman. Aaron West, enjoy the rest of your week. About to say, have a great weekend. But we still got to go to work tomorrow, fellas. You've been listening to coverage of Crusader football here on HKFM.
Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on the giant corner of 30th and Lorraine in Hutchinson, Kansas. We take pride in supporting our community and our student athletes. Hi, I'm the General Manager, Don Glassby. We want to wish our area teams a fun and memorable season. A great person once said, victory is in the quality of competition and not the final score. Visit online AlanSamuelsHutch.com and follow us on Facebook for weekly giveaways and special events. And as Mr. Samuels always says,
come by, let's be friends. You've been listening to coverage of Crusader football. The Buhler Crusaders play on 95.9 HKFM. Join Aaron West and head coach Steve Warner Monday nights at 6:30 for the Crusader Coaches Show, live from Taco John's in Hutchinson. This has been a presentation of the Ad Astra Sports Network, the statewide leader in local sports coverage. 95.9